Twitch says the title is invalid. What's wrong? Wicked blew us away. Is it because it's Wicked?
Unlimited. Together we'll be unlimited.
Am I live on Twitch? Twitch is so weird about titles.
We're talking about like the what you're naming this?
Yeah, it's probably Wicked. It's just like not letting me do it because probably they have certain words that they won't let you like use.
Do Wicked with the backwards 3.
I just did a like Wicked reaction instead of like saying the title. You just have to be very straightforward. Like the movie Wicked blew us away. Like I can't just say Wicked blew us away because it's like, what are you talking about? Wicked. Is that slur? Is that a slur? It's like
Bitch, shut your wicked ass up.
It's very like funny about. I noticed that it's very funny about titles for some reason. Okay, so sorry we're late. We just finished watching I just finished watching the last like 30 minutes of Wicked. Well, actually,
oh, you didn't watch the full thing?
No, I was watching a little bit. I basically started at one short day where Kristen generated like that whole musical number. I low-key was dozing when I first watched it because I watched it on bootleg first. But I was like, let me
the very first time you watched it?
Yeah, it was like 1 in the morning. It was 1 in the morning. I just like that was the only part of the movie I kind of like once they got on that train, honey, and they pulled up. I dozed off I perfectly dozed off right through that whole musical number. Literally woke up to them entering into the room where Oz was.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I mean that wasn't like crazy amount. That's probably like what? 15 minutes
musical
maybe?
Number? No, it was like that little musical number was like 5, 7, maybe 7 minutes.
Oh, okay, yeah. I was about to say, yeah, you didn't miss much regardless.
Yeah, for the whole shebang. But I wanted to see it, but it was like literally 1 in the morning. So I was like, I just wanted to watch it back again. But I've been watching it on bootleg repeatedly.
Well, I need to because I'm at view 3 now, ready for my 4th.
Like my pockets cannot handle only seeing it in the movie theater. My pockets cannot handle it. So we are talking about Wicked today. We just watched Defying Gravity, so forgive us. It never gets old, but it's something about seeing it with the visuals. Like I can just listen to it and cry, but seeing it with the visuals, it always just rocks me.
I mean, that's exactly why I was like, it's just like, you ain't listened to the soundtrack yet? I'm like, girl, I refuse. I need my visuals on top of it. Just because
it made it even better.
Absolutely. I think it just like because now that I saw it for the first time with the movie, the visuals just are that much more ingrained on the listen to, like when I'm listening to the soundtrack. So I feel like I just appreciate it a little bit more. Not in comparison to any type of body, but just for like my viewing experience. Like I really enjoyed experiencing it all and catching the nuances and stuff for the first time in the theater. It just made the viewing experience that much better.
So have you heard the Idina one? Like have you heard other people's takes on it or just like mainly Idina? Like I was just curious to know like how many different versions of Defying Gravity have you heard, or even any of the other songs?
I mean, I was aware of the Wicked zeitgeist from at least like a decade ago. My first experience with Wicked was listening. I heard Popular just by itself, like standalone. Didn't know where it came from,
right?
But it was really cute, and it made me go back and listen and actually watch the play. Now I saw the play years ago, and and that was as a kid. Watched it like I used to watch anime on YouTube. It was like a four part viewing experience.
You can still find it too. The stage play with the original cast on YouTube.
As you should. So I definitely already had those songs in my brain. Not all of them. It was literally Defying Gravity, Wizard and I, and Popular. Those are the songs that I was aware of. So over the years, I've heard versions of them.
And those are the three mainstays for Wicked, for sure.
Right. And I just was never as touched by the movie as I was. And we're going to get into that, but it's just the way this movie presented it, made it hit. I mean, all the things just hit a little different. So
I will say that, like, as a stan of, as someone who loved the book, loved, you
Mm-hmm.
know, the songs, the Broadway. And not to say I've loved every Broadway one.
Mm-hmm.
I've never I've never cried
Never.
during Defying Gravity.
I never cried during the telling of this story.
Yeah,
You know what I
like
mean? Like,
yeah, it's just like I've heard, and even now, like even since the movie, going back and like let me hear different versions of it. What's her name?
Amber
Uh,
Riley.
Amber Riley's version was close, but that version didn't even make me cry. So when I heard it,
Mm-hmm.
like, and everybody, nobody's. Let me preface, like nobody's. We know Idina is that girl. She's Elsa now. She, you
But go
know,
ahead and
whatever.
continue to speak the truth. Go
It's
ahead and say it.
about. It never made me emotional. It never made me want to cry. I think her take on it was a more like defiant take, which is it's defying gravity. It's a defiant
Mm-hmm.
song. So I think she just did it from a different space. Versus
Mm-hmm.
it feels like when Cynthia sings it, she's pulling it from somewhere in her own experience of life. It just feels like this is a person singing this song that relates to it in a totally different way. That's the best way to
Absolutely.
describe how it feels when I hear her sing.
I definitely would agree with that. It's because when I watch, Dina Delzine or
What they call it, the zine, whatever
uh-huh,
that's her.
that was it, Adele Dazeem or something like that.
Yeah,
But when I listen to her sing it, it's amazing, right? You
yeah.
can't deny the actual talent, the clarity of that woman's voice and the power,
Mm-hmm.
but it's just something about the black lens. Maybe it's different for us because we are black, but it's when you add that extra layer under it, everything that Elphaba goes through feels so extremely personal to Cynthia because of the parallels, and it just gives you that much more passion to draw from. Adele Dazeem don't got those kind of struggles, so she's bringing this emotion to this character. I mean, not saying she can't relate to it in any way. Of course, we all got
Yeah,
things
I
that
don't
like
know
make us
what
different.
kind of life she. I don't even. What is she? I don't. I'm not gonna
I
say
have no
she's
idea. But that's not something I'm interested in researching too hard because I'm
at
looking at the
all.
optics of it. um,
At all.
it's just so clear because I mean Cynthia Erivo already has the ability to communicate humanity and struggle and turmoil and just
She's such
all
a
ranges of emotion in her
relatable.
voice, in her
Yes.
face, in every which way. So it's just like it's not surprising why this version stands apart from the rest of them.
Yeah, especially for a cinematic. I know Broadway requires a different skill set. You have to be able to
Hmm.
project your voice. You have to, it's a different set of rules for Broadway. So once again,
Hmm.
when you compare the two, it's almost an unfair comparison. Also, because what you want from a cinematic experience versus what you want from a Broadway experience, I think is a little bit different. And so I think the
Hmm.
people who were casted for the cinematic one fit, it's like the movie adaptation better. Um,
Hmm.
and we talked about it. We actually talked about, viewing the movie through the black lens. Some people say that, because Cynthia was picked because they wanted to tell this movie from a black lens. I don't agree with it. I think that just the character being black and bringing her own experience in it will put a narrative, like put that feeling in it. It will just naturally embed that into the storytelling or how this character chooses to play it. But I've
Hmm.
heard the director talked about it, and he was totally intending to hire some nobodies from Broadway. It wasn't written,
Hmm.
but I can't imagine like hearing her come in and audition and just being like, "Fuck it, Elphaba Black, get her the micro
Hello.
braid." I don't. She want micro braids, get her micro braids. What else you want? You want acrylic?
Right.
Get a nail tip. Call
Exactly.
who she get to do her nails. Like I think it just became that because she's so talented. She is
I
the
mean,
package.
100%. And once they did make the decision too, because there have of course been some black alphabas on Broadway, I haven't personally had the pleasure of seeing them actually be in that role. I haven't seen them with my own eyes, but I can imagine if I were to go into it, I'm pretty sure I would have some version of this kindred spirit with Elphaba more than I would have if I went and saw, anyone else do it. I just
Yeah.
feel like it's just naturally baked in that level of understanding. So it just immediately puts you already in such a sympathetic place. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? From
Anybody
the
who's been othered because of some random thing they can't control, I think could feel related to
hmm
Elphaba. Yeah, it could be anything. Because I know the director is
Yeah.
Asian, so I'm sure he went through. I think anybody who's been othered because of some trait that you can't really do anything about
Right.
would relate to it. But once again, we we were just watching Defying Gravity, and I was like, take him to church, Cynthia. It's just the way she is just so there's some black choices there that just really make it clear. At least if you're a black person watching Cynthia play Elphaba, I feel like she put some stuff in there where you like, that was for us. Like we felt that in a special way. Because I think at one point she was saying she's like, well, nobody they'll never bring us down. But
hmm
she said never. Like we say,
Is
she didn't say
never gonna.
real play. She did her head too. I was like, I felt that. I felt that in my soul. So I feel like she brought some soul to it, but in a very controlled way. It wasn't just like shouting. It wasn't like a J Hud playing Elphaba. No
Oh
shade.
Lord.
No shade.
Is it ever gonna bring me down?
We would have got bravado all over that song. We would have got yelling.
I would have been
We would have had Elphaba taking her
so
shoes
pissed.
off. We would have had the Ephie walk towards the
There you are, Oz. I've been looking all over.
Oz. We just be Dream Girls Part 2. He said, get Ling Ling and Fatima in here. Get the nail tech, get the braids, the micro braid wig for me. Let's start. We already talked kind of about like our past with Wicked and how we went into the movie with what experience. So when you first left, because you went to the theater and saw it for the first time, how was your reaction? How was the theater? Like how was theater and how was you? Like how were you? Like what? Because the way the movie just cut off after it, soul snatching, built.
So this came out on the 22nd, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, this came out on the 22nd. I didn't see it until
last Sunday after our show.
On the 1st.
The 1st.
Yeah. So that was a good week and some change. 2 weeks. No, a week and some change since it came out. And it was still sold out. Like I waited and got my ticket a little late for that showing, and it was sold out. It wasn't until 30 minutes before the show, not 30 minutes before I was about to leave the house, that I checked again, and there was one seat available. So I got to snatch up a seat. The environment was amazing. Everybody was respectful. Nobody sang during the movie, but at the same time, you could just feel the appreciation. Girl, I've been 3 times, and everybody was amazing each time. Yeah, everybody was, you could just feel the appreciation, like when little things happen or little payoffs or little Easter eggs popped up on the screen, you could hear the little gasp, you could hear the laughter. It was just such a nice experience because you just knew you were surrounded by like fans of yeah. Like the Wicked fans are definitely out because like I said, I went 3 times and each time there was like people standing up clapping at the end of the movie. People gasping and all that stuff. So yeah, very nice interactive experience. One that I'm very appreciative of. I didn't have one bad experience.
I'm like, what records have it? Wicked breaks another box office record for musicals with a 300 million domestic. Woo, the killing it.
And that was like half the cost of how much it cost to make the movie.
I can just look at it.
It cost like 100 something.
I looked at this movie. The budget was budgeted. I don't know what that director was in there. They was just like, take the money. And I'm so glad because the set was so lush. I heard they built a lot of, they planted all those tulips for Munchkin.
Very little green land. Green screen.
Oh, I'm on the other mic.
Very little.
Oh yeah, because my mic did go off. Thank you. You know, I'll go back and realize my mic was off because
oh dang,
out for a week.
Now I hear the difference. I wasn't catching the difference.
Thank you, Yeoh, because I would have been cussing y'all out for a week. I would have had my Elphaba moment. Y'all ain't gonna bring me down. But yeah, so but I forgot my train of thought. But go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, it was I just loved every facet about it. I think everybody was able to, especially if you went more than once, she was able to catch all the little nuances. And you know, I watched the interviews and stuff too, and I was able to like, oh, y'all did that, so I caught it on
Yes,
my
I've
third
watched
view.
all the behind the scenes, like all of it. Let's talk about the casting. I know some people find Cynthia problematic. She
That's fine.
said some things.
That's
Ariana, people
fine.
was questioning if she had the skills to pull off Glinda.
Mm-hmm.
And so let's start Ariana, because I was never concerned. I know Ariana's a theater girly, and I know she did popular on her first album, so I know she was waiting for this moment her whole life. So I knew if nothing else, she was gonna take care of the role. She was going Glinda. She's going to
Glinda.
Oh, that was so irritating. We're gonna get to that. But I knew she was gonna take care of it. But I was still blown away by how much work you could tell she put into paying homage to Kristen's version and like still being Ariana. I was very impressed with her. Like that, No One Mourns the Wicked opening with that just blew me away. I was blown.
The throat.
Yeah, I was.
And the fact that this was the live audio.
Yes,
like the fact that this is the live audio, because when they said she's singing live, I'm like, well, like, is it going to be like
live in studio or like
is the it feels so stupid to say, of course, if it's live the audio is going to match up with the lips, but it's just like, is it going to feel like they're still lip syncing? Because you can be singing live in the studio and they still use.
And that's what I kind of thought. I was like, are they mean like they singing together in the studio and then they're gonna run a track where they all together? Like, I wasn't really sure what that meant. I know I like probably overthought it too, but I wasn't sure.
Right, yeah. But no, they were straight. They said no. What you hear in the movie is what they recorded on set, and it was extremely beautiful. Just the choices that they each decided to individually make to their songs. Now, I don't know if that was if that was actually them, or the writing, like the composer and whatnot. But
the composer is such a beast. I like watching him talk about Defying Gravity. He talks about the choices he makes with the composition of it. Genius. But
and that's what I'm wondering, like how much of that bleeds into the actual vocal production versus just the instrumentation, like how much say did he have into it. But anyway, Ariana, like you, I did not have any worries, I did not have any doubts, but it still is worth mentioning how much she far exceeded my expectations. And I'm talking about shattered them. I went in being like, she's gonna do great in this role. I don't see her for Elphaba, because apparently she accidentally auditioned for Elphaba. And I've heard her do Wizard and I, which she sounded beautiful. It just wasn't no Cynthia Erivo version.
She's always had more of like a Disney princess voice for me.
100%.
Yeah.
And her face, I feel like her face is just made for this role too, because it's just
she's
like
her
big eyes.
She has big eyes too.
This ethereal nature about her when she's like playing that persona.
You say accidentally.
Because I think it was there was a miscommunication. Like she came in and they were like, oh well, Ariana, of course she's doing Glinda, and somebody was like, no, she's doing Elphaba. And so I guess they just continued with Elphaba until they were like,
just sing something, girl. We'll figure it out. We'll figure out where your tone lands. Just sing something. Because typically that's what they doing anyway. But yeah, she blew me away too. Shattered expectations. Let Us Be Glad. I was like, oh. That's why I couldn't see this. I had to get it out because I just knew I was gonna be in there cutting up.
Even the physicality, girl. When she threw that leg up in Popular.
Yeah, so when she was on Chandelier, she did the like split when she was like spinning on Chandelier. Like I said, okay, Ari.
Toes pointed, lines are lining. Like she took this so seriously. And I can't remember if that was me and you that were talking about it, but the way that both Cynthia and Ariana spoke up multiple times throughout the filming of this, like to defend the show, because apparently there were some changes that they wanted to make that both of them was like, what?
Right, because they both respect Wicked. Hello, Sonia. Yes, I knew they would.
I love hearing about that.
I knew that they would take care of it, and I think Cynthia she's okay. So when we were talking about Cynthia's, people say she unlikable. I don't care if I can sing like that. kiss my ass when I walk in the room. Don't breathe on me. I would be like Lestat on that little short where he was like, "You're too close to me." Truly. I am that girl. And now I see why she was cutting up about them changing the poster. Because if I saw like that, bitch, and had people crying in the theater like that, y'all better not never Photoshop my face off some shit.
Listen.
I am that girl. If anything,
monkey ass opinion means anything to me, bitch.
if you gonna Photoshop anything, just put me on the poster. Because the way Ariana, she held. It wasn't even like she had to be carried. But let's be for this is Elphaba's story. This is
who's the star.
Her journey, her emotions carry the film.
Right.
Don't play with her.
Right. My name shows up the most underneath the title. Yours shows up the most, says feature.
Right. And like that, let that woman carry on because she's about to be an EGOT winner. She's already won an Emmy, a Tony, a Grammy. She about to get her
What's
Oscar.
Coming next? Well, I was about to say what's coming next.
She's about to get her Oscar. Don't play in her face. Don't play on her
I'm gonna feel very away if Ariana gets a nomination and Cynthia doesn't.
Then we just gonna have to do Defying Gravity at the Oscars, bitch. See, do I have to tell y'all again? Do I have to tell y'all again? I mean, I can't say I wouldn't be surprised if it did, but I do feel like Cynthia, she was acting like she expressed so much with just her eyes.
Mm-hmm.
And like her body, she's so controlled. Like I've loved her for a while. I love watching her sing live. I've watched her concert in like London from 2022 repeatedly. If you have not watched this woman perform live, like she did a concert like with a whole full orchestra backing her, and I watch it all the time. Every time she did Aretha Franklin, ain't no way. Cried
Aretha
like
Franklin. You saw her perform for Dion Warwick?
Yes, Ephie. Like she is so controlled. I love her so much.
Yeah, she's a beast of a different kind. Like honestly, yeah, I'm sure she has her reasons for backlash X, Y, and Z, but you're gonna really have to be egregious for me to ignore an experience like this. Genuinely, like a lot of the people that I have chosen to put to the side because of their choices in life, I've done that. I've accepted that because I felt like it was necessary. We ain't got there yet with Cynthia. We have not got there.
You're gonna have to give me a video of her slapping disabled people, puppies,
100%,
babies,
drop kicking old women in the throat.
She might be able to drop kick an old lady in the throat. I honestly,
if that old lady wasn't Karen,
yeah, it might be all right for me. It's gonna have to be somebody really small and defenseless. Like you said, me and my family finally got our chance to see the film and they loved it. Oh, I'm glad you loved it. I mean, I don't know. I was gonna say I don't know how anybody could watch this and not love it, but I do know of one person who did not quite love it. So I'm not gonna say that. You don't know them. And they had me out of my character. I almost lost my Christianity. If you kill a role to that,
you can still tell me a name. Because what if I bump into this person and I decide to be friends with them, and now you have not done the due diligence?
You're not. If you kill a role to that degree, you should be able to tell people that baby is ugly and they say thanks. Cynthia, sing to me that my baby ugly, girl. Just sing it. Say whatever you want.
Unfortunate, your little babies.
Right. I'll be like, yes. Like, oh my God, I was raging out. Like, you not gonna come in here. But anyway,
since we are talking about the casting, absolutely, Cynthia just understood choice. Y'all did. That's the best casting y'all ever did. Ariana, great. How did Michelle get that role?
Okay, so she is good friends with the director, and he worked with her on Crazy Rich Asians. Because you know I looked.
There you go. Because how did she get that role?
I don't play about Wicked. Not too much on my girl. No, but he worked with her.
No, I love her. Right, but it's just like vocally out of everybody there.
She did not want to take the role because she's not a singer. She's like, you really want me in here? I'm not even a singer, bitch. But he was like, I want you in this role. Like, you my friend. You're amazing. I want you to do this role. So he pushed her to do it, even though she did not want to, because she knows she's not a singer. He was like, girl, just talk like an old Asian grandma, and then just be an Asian tiger mom, which she is so good at.
Yeah, she
feel like this whole
thing in it. She did it.
Yeah.
She did her thing. It was just like, listen to the soundtrack, girl. You the only one in the beginning of Wizard or Not. I'm just like, we could have cut this intro out. We could have just went right into the song, baby.
She definitely, but it was kind of like an old tale. It was giving like Mulan grandma, you know? Like I loved it. It was giving like the ancestors. Like it was very, she's got a magical, like, I don't know. There's something about her that got that old feel. So I don't know.
Yes, that is her, Yella.
From what everywhere, yeah. I hope to see a film adaptation of Wicked the musical for my birthday. Okay.
Oh yeah, I hope you get to see it too. That would be a great, happy early birthday.
I'm low key thinking about going to see the sing along of Wicked around low key. I haven't looked at it. High key.
I was about to say, all you got to tell me is a time and a place.
Yeah, high key.
The way I am going to be ready at a moment's notice if anybody asks me to see this movie until about January.
Yeah. Like, I can't get enough of it. So we've gotten to the cast, so let's talk about the other casting real quick. Let's go through. I think Jeff Goldblum as the wizard is just perfect. I love his new take on the wizard. I like that we were watching a scene back where she first meets him and like how he's like licking his lips. It's really uncomfortable also, but like perfect for the Wiz. He's a colonizer. He's a colonizer. And it's very
colonizer, professional con man,
like an exploiter. Like he sees opportunity and he pounces on it. That's his whole character. So the way he was looking at Elphaba made me uncomfortable. I was like, nobody else don't see this. Y'all don't feel. Y'all don't see this man licking his lips. Y'all see
honestly,
him.
There's always this level of kind of that with Jeff Goldblum, and I do really enjoy Jeff Goldblum, but that's just his energy. I feel like
that's why I was like, so I was telling Rashawn and Yeoh like earlier. I was like, okay, since y'all put Jeff Goldblum in here, y'all picked him, not me. In part 2, I just want her to interrupt him while he's having an orgy. Y'all ain't got to show it. All I need is to see him in a green robe, with some poppy. He's smoking poppy, and you just see animals and munchkins running around in the back, and you like, something freaky was going on here. Because I know Wiz getting down with everything in Oz. He's smashing everything. Y'all can't convince me.
I don't need to see that.
Y'all can't convince me the Wizard of Oz is not throwing the biggest orgies in that palace.
No, I think he had a bear or a tiger girlfriend, and she left him embarrassed.
It's Jeff Goldblum. I'm sorry, if you cast him, that's the energy you're bringing to the wizard. You can't convince me he ain't having orgies. He was knocking down the mama.
Yeah.
Okay. He out here. This is odd. The animals talk. They can give consent, and I feel like for the wizard,
oh my God,
that's it.
So that's all I need. That is for me to have a reaction to that. It's kind of speciesist because in that world they are very human, and I guess
you're doing the same thing everybody else doing. Right?
Don't put me in that box. I'm just saying. Okay, so which one would be your boyfriend? Which one would be your husband? Who's dicking you down? Animal.
In Oz? In Oz?
Since you so pro animal, who you get?
Oh no, I'm trying to get up on the what's his name? Fierro? Dancing Through Life 8. Dancing Through Life 8. I love that whole.
Where does Dancing Through Life stand? Okay, so you say you love it. So where does it stand with you in the grand scheme of the songs? Like,
I mean, the song itself, I don't think if I'm like, when I'm listening to the soundtrack, I'm not like, I just gotta see that. I gotta hear Dancing Through Life.
Yeah, ain't nobody going directly to Dancing
the choreography, the stumping was so satisfying. His riz on the screen, like as a visual, I can only listen to that visual, like with the visuals, but it's like the choreography.
Shout out. Shout out to Shizz being the most bisexual school on the face of the earth, because the way all them people was also drooling over this man.
Because how could you not?
It's everything.
Jonathan Bailey actually has that effect on people in real life, though.
He's a very handsome man.
Yeah, he ate that choreography, and I just love the foreshadowing in it. I'd be trying not to spoil anything, but it just made me so happy.
Also, are we not gonna like towards the end of this? Are we not gonna talk about our like Wicked 2?
I mean, we can. I'll just tell people like, if you don't want spoilers, get out of here. But I would, I would just say the foreshadowing in that musical number for me was very satisfying. I love the Wizard of Oz, the original. They need to do a remake now, but I like it.
Oh, definitely to do a remake, and I think they will be done.
It's time.
Soon. Like after these 2 movies are over,
it's time. We haven't had a remake.
Yeah, and it needs to be in this universe.
Yes, in this one. I think Cynthia Erivo's character, Elphaba, should be proud of being the daughter of the Wizard of Oz, and I think Elphaba is a very beautiful young woman.
Oh, well, spoiler.
I mean, well, I know Rashawn and Yeoh know, because it's like, but also I was shocked to hear people left the movie and didn't put that together, because I'm like, y'all don't know Jeff Goldblum's fucking voice? You don't know Jeff Goldblum's voice?
Wait, what? Oh, bitch, you got me. Because was that him? He was the voice.
Drink,
oh my God, they tricked me.
You didn't think you didn't automatically.
But I just imagined because the dude was on screen, he was singing. Oh my God! Does it say that on the soundtrack? Because I showed don't look at the title
on the credits of the song. Also, if you
I did not. I've been listening to the soundtrack down, girl, but I clicked number 1 and I let it play. I wasn't looking at the titles. That just gagged me. You gagged me in real time.
Have a little drink. I'm like, y'all.
I'm so mad.
I know that man voice anywhere. Y'all could have put a blindfold on me and just played it. Not even from the movie. I'd be like, oh, that's just, he's seen.
Ah, he's right there.
I actually heard people online saying like, I have a theory about who her daddy is. I was like, so we didn't lead a movie.
Listen, I probably, if I would have never saw Wicked, I probably would be one of those people. I just kind of proved that.
God. You know, I watch movies too hard anyway, so yeah, I it could be a me thing, but I'm like the green.
Girl, that's crazy. And I saw this thing 3 times, and I never. Wow.
I guess that's why they parted his first song in that snippet and his Sentimental Man song.
Yeah,
so far apart.
They're on opposite ends of the movie, right?
And everybody glazed over is Sentimental Man, just a little bit. It's down it.
Listen, a couple times I go to. Should I skip this?
Exactly. Okay, so we were talking about the casting. Okay, so we talked about our faves. I love that Kristen and Idina popped up. They extended one short day to include that whole classic Oz fanfare and give Kristen and Idina a spot, which was a surprise because that song was not like that in the original Broadway play. It's way more grand. It's classic Oz. I love that. I'm so glad they did that. It was a nice surprise.
I got really giddy. That was probably the first time I forgot my theater manners, and I did like clap very loudly when Kristen Chenoweth came on my screen. And the fact that she was, the fact that in the middle of the song, Glinda popped up to join in.
Glinda was like, oh. I didn't mean literally.
You have the entire 2 hours for this she said
everybody sing out, and then she started singing like, bitch, I didn't mean for real. That was rhetorical.
No, she heard what Ariana did at the end of Popular and said, oh, so you thought you got me. You got me. Because she showed it taking up a few octaves at the end of Popular.
Yes, I love it. I love that little scene. I love them fighting each other for the spotlight, Idina and Kristen. I just love that whole thing. I just can't hear Idina as
side by side.
Okay. I know I can't hear her as anything but Elsa now, though. Like she is Elsa for me. Yeah. Like when I hear her, I hear Elsa. So I don't know. It was good to see them. Hey Mandrill.
But I did love just seeing them standing next to their, proteges, for lack of a better word. They're the ones that's taken over.
Yeah, they were like with them. It was so good. It was such a feel good moment. Hey, Anaya. Hey, Mandrill, and hey, Piddles.
And also, just to further talk about how obtuse I am, during Wizard and I, when she got right before the last part, when she walked into that area and you saw the Mount Rushmore, essentially. Girl, I said to myself, because I didn't know Jeff Goldblum was in this movie at all. So when he popped up, I said, bitch, don't let Jeff Goldblum. And I just kept it moving. And then when you said what? At the end, I said, don't like Jeff Goldblum.
Yeah.
And I left it alone. So I did not catch that was his voice at the very beginning. I did not truly clock that was him. I just said it looked like him.
Bitch, I look like Jeff Goldblum.
No, really. And then he popped up at the end. I was like, oh, that was the wizard.
He is the wizard. Yes.
I'm so stupid.
Let's talk about the Wizard and I scene. Should we go? Well, let's go in order.
Yeah, let's. Because I mean, honestly, because I did. What was it? No One Mourns the Wicked. The first song?
Yes, and did I close the movie down? I was gonna pull up some pictures of the scenes. I wasn't gonna play it. I was gonna pull up a screenshot of the. But I closed the movie, and I'm not gonna find it again.
Okay, there is open last tab.
I thought I kept the tab open. Let me see if I could just do it with history. I'm lazy, so but go ahead, carry
on. Yeah, I just love the little nods to, or not the foreshadowing. But yeah, I guess it is like when Glinda was coming down in that bubble when she was singing beautifully. But remember when she was like leaving? And she was like, well, it's time for me to go. And then she you could see her trying to find the mechanic on the thing to step on it. I was like, yeah, bitch, because you ain't produced not one spell this whole show, this whole movie.
I mean, she don't need to look at the wizard. Have natural raw talent don't mean that you're going to be that girl or successful.
I know, absolutely. But it's just, I love seeing them like do that.
Right. It's your ability to scam. Oh, speaking of, it scared me. It just looked. I pulled the movie up and I clicked back to where I thought it was happening. Might be a little obsessed with the movie. Actually, perfect timing, and she was literally singing "Let Us Be Glad," and it scared the shit out of me because it came on so loud. I'm sorry. I actually jumped a little bit, but just so you will know what part we're on. But
yeah, absolutely.
It's a bootleg, so
I love. Honestly, I know it's been very like, what's going on set? Them girls getting so skinny and emaciated and stuff. I love when they be singing and you can see the little neck flourishes, like when she's singing and reacting to things. I feel like that adds so much more to like just the visualness.
And I think filming is probably crazy. You got to think if they're doing all that. I mean, filming, I be at work and don't eat.
And singing is working out too, by the way.
Right.
Singing is working out.
And I do a shift and be skipping meals, So I'm just like, and then as you talk about having a full, I could just see a lot of reasons why you probably would have not the best habits while you're filming a musical. You don't want to be too full. Your diaphragm is really important to singing. You bloating, anything that involves it probably affects you to some degree. So I definitely can see them picking up like not great habits while filming a musical for this long. They film both parts.
Yeah. Have you been seeing the clips from the second movie already?
I haven't, but I know that Cynthia said they just finished doing the second. They've just finished the movie like January or February.
Yeah. I've been seeing some photos and some clips already. But yeah, I mean, Cynthia Erivo, when she's in her contraption for the last scene and she's singing, they said they had her strapped in, like it's so difficult for her to get in and out of that contraption. She said, I'm just gonna be in this for 14 hours. Like, not gonna use the bathroom. It's okay. They was like, no, you should go. You should go. She's like, no, girl. Are you the one getting in and out of this thing? I don't think so. Yeah. So let's go. So yeah, they're definitely probably doing a lot.
And then press tours are crazy.
That ain't nothing. We saw what 50 Cent did for that one role. Right. Nothing should shock us ever again.
and they're also both really tiny women. Like,
right.
I didn't realize how tiny Cynthia was because most of the time I had seen her, I was watching her perform on a stage with a huge ball gown on. So I didn't even realize like she was so tiny. Like she's like 5'1". I think her and Ariana basically like the same height, and they're also petite, not just short, but petite. So petite women, really, you start talking about the weight you're supposed to be as a petite woman. I mean, it's dismal. Like my doctors stay telling me I'm big. And you know me, like I'm not like
right.
I'm 5'2", but I'm petite, so my bones are small. So they're like, you cannot carry over 130. You can't. It's not gonna work for you, baby girl. So you need to be down. Bonded. Yeah, they'd be like, you need to be like 120. I'm like, girl, y'all know how I look at 120? Y'all be looking like Ari and Cynthia. I'll be looking just like that. Y'all be like, girl,
Zendaya down.
You be like, are you sick? So I'm just saying, let's just take into account that they are petite women also, and they have different weights that they can,
they're supposed to be. I do think right now they are super skinny, but they're also on a crazy press tour. So I'm willing to, I've seen Ariana get, you know, we talk about body shaming, but I've seen her get slim like this before while she was working on, I think she was filming Wicked actually, but I've also seen her kind of subsequently seeming like she put some weight back on. So I'm not really too concerned about it. I think once they finish this press tour, they'll
until we start hearing Chadwick Boseman-esque press releases, I'm gonna let them do them. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like, and the fact that they're both getting skinny at the same time while doing a press tour together, I think actually maybe a sign that it is press tour related.
Yeah, we'll definitely see after this is all said and done. But anyway, I mean, back on the movie. What was next after that?
So she does her whole. I want to say when she did No One Mourns the Wicked, I love her expressions. Like when nobody was looking at her because they were burning the witch. I love her expression of like sadness or kind of like when they roll that big witch out. Ariana's face was like, "Are y'all fucking be for real?"
Right.
Witch?
Nah, I didn't agree to all this. Like that's really what it gave. I did not agree to all of this, but on the same time, I think I was just so angry immediately at the character Glinda. Glinda. I could absolutely separate my enjoyment in the moment versus my distaste in the moment, because as she's out here trotting and singing and letting these people besmirch her best friend's name, I just kept calling her names in my head, like the character, not Ariana.
But somebody pointed out
the true villain.
Glinda always been a messy ass bitch. Because when you go back and watch Wizard of Oz the first time, she made Dorothy do all that. I
posted some of my story about that.
I could have sent you. Why you didn't send her home? And the Scarecrow's like, first of all, you could have sent her home back in Munchkin Land.
But you had her to teach her a lesson.
You had her provoke the Wicked Witch by putting her in her dead sister's shoes and marching her ass over to Oz. Like
petty, messy.
You're a messy
individual.
Glinda is a messy. The whole time she's been messy. I'm just saying. She's saying Dorothy smooth off into the fray. Just, you know what? She hit.
I ain't gonna get too deep into that. I'm gonna wait till the end of the show before I really express my disdain for Glinda and the choices that she's messy made.
In the OG Oz, though. She was
right. She was, and it just gave us a little bit more context. Like even as a child, right? There's something off here.
Yeah,
there's something.
She seemed like she good.
Do I know what it is? Hell no. But there's something dirty in this water.
Yeah,
something in the milk ain't clean.
It is not clean. So yes, I just wanted to say that before we moved off from No One Mourns the Wicked. No one mourns the wicked. I just keep saying. I just said no one puts a lily on their grave. I just keep walking around. That one line for some reason always just like pops up in my head as a vocal stem. So yeah. Next song.
Mine is Wizard and I.
Oh, that's
I love how she goes down
in the chat. Tell me y'all Wicked, because I don't know how you've seen this movie and don't sing the sound. So what song is stuck in your head, or what particular line of any of the songs keeps playing in your head, or you just have to sing obnoxiously in your house? So let me know.
Unlimited. I walk around softly singing Unlimited so much.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the nobody in all.
Nobody. Well, that's the part you sing.
Yeah, I just love how she goes like Unlimited.
Oh yeah.
Nobody. Like it's just like
it is so dramatic. It's very you want a villain? I'll give you a villain. Like it's very,
right.
Like
I was listening to Sibling Rivalry, another podcast I'm just obsessed with. And they were talking about Bob. He actually had a video called Legitimately Holding Space for the lyrics of Defying Gravity.
Yes. I think I've seen it.
He went through it. Oh, have you? Nice.
Yeah.
He talks about the what was it? Damn, where was I going with that?
The Unlimited, the keys of it. Because I know the composer talked about how Unlimited is actually somewhere over the rainbow in a different pacing.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, it wasn't that. It wasn't that, and it's gonna come to me probably eventually. But yes,
Unlimited is Somewhere Over the Rainbow. It's the same. He said key progression. It's just a different speed, and you put the syllables together in a different pacing.
Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah. So if you watch his breakdown, I might have to drop links to all the wicked extra content I've been consuming in the comments after, because I cannot get enough. The Wizard and I is my favorite. The Wizard and I gave me so much Whitney. Like at the end when she was belting, like it was very, like it was giving Whitney. I just love it. Something about it, how she was built, just the belting, the way she did it, and how she sung it. I don't know. It was great.
So good, so good. And I just love the mirroring. Oh, that's what it was. It was the mirroring of the entire song of Defying Gravity, right?
Yes.
Like I hope you're happy, very aggressive, very like, blaming you. Then going through Ephie talking about, you like, no matter what y'all say, I'm not gonna pull me down, I'm gonna do whatever.
They would like circle through the same things 3 times.
Right. And then they got to the very middle where she's about to do, like, I feel like she's gonna make the right choice, right? And then she just has that too long of a time to really think about it, and she kind of backed out to it, but they still had it like repeated that I hope you're happy, but in a good positive way, like I legitimately hope you're happy.
It's like it changed. Like Defying Gravity has 3 sections, and every section revisits a lot of the same things, but it builds as you go through each section, and I just absolutely love it. And you will see a lot of Defying Gravity mirrored in The Wizard and I too.
Oh yeah,
which Unlimited popped up first. Unlimited came from there, and then it was like you see the same kind of build, and I love the prophetic part where she's like, everybody's celebrating me, and they give you that after the celebration at the beginning of the movie, the prophecy part. I just love all of it, and everybody will scream when they see me. I'll mellow. Like I just love all the little nods to her future that she's
a part that I love about Wizard and I is one of the lines where she's speaking, but as the wizard, and he's like someone who's so superior, someone who's so kind-hearted. It's like she knows who she is. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like she knows her value, she knows her strength, she knows what she brings to the world, and she just wants other people to see it. I love that she called that out. So it kind of gave you an idea of how self-assured she truly is.
Yes, she was very,
but she does have her battles.
I am finding the part. I was trying to find The Wizard and I, just like a little screenshot from it. So, so pretty. Hold on, let me get her right here. I just love how when she sings The Wizard and I, like that's why I was like, she acts so well when she's singing. I love how she sings it with a smile, and I like how when she's singing the song, she starts out very airy and light, like very innocent, and even as she goes along in the song, once she like latches onto the idea, like she gets more like belty at the end. I just love it. I love her tone.
The idea of like finally meeting the wizard and him giving her everything she ever wanted and accepting her and making her feel validated, like that just brings that comfort to her. So of course it's gonna make her smile. Like it's gonna free her up. It's gonna broaden her. It's gonna make her speak with her chest. And it's just so sad knowing where it goes.
And the payoff from this song at the end, like when he gives her the green figure and he's like, she's like, you made me green, and he's like, do you want me to fix that? And she's kind of like, no, I want you to save the animals instead. You could, because of this song, there was so much payoff in that moment when she was thinking about, does she want him to do it? But Cynthia's tone is just like,
so I mean, honestly, just like Whitney Houston is so clear and crisp.
Yes,
like, there's not too many out here doing it like Big Revo.
Yes, like that's the slight color change was my favorite shot. A color change. Yeah, I heard y'all talking about the slight color change. Run that back because I missed it. I think I wasn't watching when we were talking about that in Discord. So let me know what y'all talking about again. He's about to play it real quick.
Play it real fast.
You try to get my whole channel taken down, but I will be running the bootleg. Shit. There you go. You talking about this part? This part. I didn't even.
I didn't see that.
About Jeff Goldblum bit. I did not even know that she was black right here.
Wait, go back like a second and a half.
Nah, she is brown right here. I can't go back because she's brown.
Well, mute it, and then like
they gonna get me for the visual.
They still gonna do it. God, damn.
She's brown right here though.
I still see a tinge of green though.
But she's talking about him degreenifying you. That's what she's singing right here.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
So this is what I did not even realize she was brown right here. Damn.
But still, like, I really would have loved to see a happy Elphaba somehow. Like, give us a what if, like y'all do on Disney, please.
That's an animated what if detail. So, also in the chat, I want to know when y'all cried. If you cried, and what got you. Even if you got a little thug tear, or got a little glossy eyed, let me know.
Do you want to share? Because I know you cried, and I know
I think I cried when the movie came on the title screen.
Oh, okay.
When I heard reprise, like you know how this movie come on and be like, "Oh, the Wicked," cried. I was out early. I'm a minute man. If this was a no-net challenge, I would have lost.
Oh my god! Where else? Hold on, I'm gonna jump off camera real quick, but I'm here.
No One Mourns the Wicked was moving at the end when she's talking about she died alone. That part was moving. I got a little teary-eyed there, but I did not cry. Right, I cried sitting down to watch it. But what got me to like really tear up, I was like, oh my god, like was The Wizard and I. Like when she built it at the end, like that changed my constitution.
Oh, it definitely had me buckled up because keep in mind, I did not listen to the soundtrack. So when I heard that last Wizard and I, bitch, I wish there was a seatbelt in the theater so I could physically buckle up.
Yeah,
I wasn't ready.
Cynthia's vocals feel like they go into your gut and snatch it.
It forces you to empathize.
Yes, like, lethal.
But that was that's all I pretty much had to say about Wizard and I, though. What was the next one?
Oh, when did you cry? But what got you to cry? So did you cry there, or did you just tear up a little bit?
I cried at two
specific moments early too,
and we're going to talk about this scene in detail. But I cried when she cried during her Wednesday dance.
Now, when you talking about sobbing, cry, that was my first sobbing.
Floodgates unleashed. Somebody like peeled my toenails off and sprinkled lemon juice, but told me not to make a sound. So I had no choice but to release it, girl. The way I was like, at first I was like a little bit like, oh my god, who's seeing me? But like as I continue to watch, it's like, who cares? Like, look at what's happening on your screen right now. And I just love how serious they took this scene compared to the play.
Oh yeah, I can't wait.
And I love. Okay, yeah, we need to.
I can't wait to get it. The dance scene is. Are you talking about the ball?
Absolutely.
Yellow. Anaya, like me, we early quitters. We cried at No One Mourns the Wicked.
It was that scene and then the end at Defying Gravity when Glinda couldn't, like when she realized what she was gonna do and Glinda realized what she was gonna do, and that acceptance of that moment and her tearing up got me again.
I think in Defying Gravity, the first time it got me was when she said anymore, because when I heard
I can't want it.
Yeah, I can't want it anymore. Idina has a more heady voice, and it's like she doesn't really hold those low tones really well. And so
she's up here.
Yeah, she's up there. So the way Cynthia sung it from deep down, like it just really got me. I was like, oh my god. The thug was doing the dance.
I want to listen to it again. Bitch, the way, and keep in mind, because sometimes, you know, I live in Midtown and I'm like a 10-minute drive from my job. And sometimes when I'm running late, I'll hop on those Uber scooters, those little lime scooters. The way I'll be listening to Defying Gravity, zooming through these sidewalks. Yes. So if you care to find me, look to the west. Bitch, zooming like I'm
let's go to. We're gonna go to the next favorite scene. Oh wait, we just talked about crime because The Wizard and I. So next we go to Well, we did the Shizz. Nobody's looking chicken for that song. It was cute.
Not truly.
Welcome to Shizz. Like, what kind of school name is it?
Right.
The ending when she flew away. I had 2 outbursts during Defying Gravity. One when she made a decision, and second when she took command of the moment. Yeah. If Defying Gravity didn't get you, I'm checking on your soul.
You heartless, girl. You've been through some things.
You might need to go see somebody about that. So next song is a lot of people's favorite. We got Loathing.
Yes, Loathing. I need to learn that dance, bitch.
I just know Twan is in the house learning this book.
I need to.
But when I listen to the soundtrack, I do miss the stumping. I wish they would put that into this part because it eats. I love music.
Right, because we sure can hear Jeff Goldblum's feet doing their little tap at the end.
Yeah,
we could have got some.
I was like, y'all need to put. This is why I love musicals. It's just so satisfying to see everybody move together to tell the story. I love musicals. It gave me.
That's it. That's it. You just put it. I haven't seen a musical in a while that I truly, honestly, just period. I haven't seen a musical in a while, especially in theaters, and I haven't felt this way since seeing Dreamgirls in theaters when it first came out.
That's what everybody said, that like since Dreamgirls, this is the first one since that's been like that. And then you had Chicago, because Chicago is also that girl. One musical film adaptation that I don't actually care for, but they had choreography that ate in this one musical number, that Matilda musical with them kids dancing in the school.
Oh yes, those kids was fucking it up.
Those kids was fucking it up. Okay, if you
shout out to them.
Don't watch the musical, just watch that one.
Yeah, that one number.
But it also was giving me the scale, because Dreamgirls is good, but for me, I love a classic musical in that way of like that kind of like that more Rodgers and Hammerstein, like kind of big choreography, like Cinderella with Brandy and the Prince when they was in the town and the Prince is having a ball. Like that's what this was giving for me, and I just love it. I love whimsical, like all this. I love it.
You know, I would have died if they kind of did a little nod to Cinderella and did a full colorblind casting. Yeah, bitch, if the daddy was out here Asian, the mama Jamaican, and all of a sudden Cynthia.
That's historic. We had Whoopi.
I would love to see that again.
This white man as the daddy, they had an Asian son, and nobody was like, you know what's going on here?
Right. I would love that, because I mean, you already got talking animals, you got hideous and all these disgusting ass words. You could throw in some colorblind casting. That would have been great. And look at Bozeman. I love Bozeman, even though Bozeman played Bozeman. He was great.
I loved it. I just love that he was like her flying monkey. He was the flying monkey for Glinda. I absolutely love it. But I love Ariana in the pink. I like that they made the choice to keep her in pink, because in the Broadway adaptation, she does not always wear pink. I think she wore white. I think and then Elphaba wore blue at times. Which I think in this number
at the end too, right?
Yeah, and in this number she did have on blue at one point. But I do like that they kept her with all her pink on. I'm kind of that way with pink. Ephie is not throwing away her shot. If they did a Hamilton movie, I would be concerned. I'll be concerned, but I don't know. I think they might need to leave that one alone. The thing for me is I don't know how they're gonna pull that off. The thing for me is I never really listened to Ariana sing, and when she hit that no more, it's wicked, it broke me. Yeah, she ate.
Honestly, if you go back and listen to Ariana's version of Wizard and I'm so happy it took this long to make, and for her to really know who she is in this theater space, because even then she sang it beautifully, right? But there were so many Ariana pop star inflections in it that it was like not the right time. Because like if I would have heard that version of honestly anything she did in this soundtrack, it would have been it would have took away from it 100%. Yeah. So if y'all haven't seen that, just search Ariana Grande Wizard and and you'll see what I'm talking about.
She did so much work to be able to do those tones. Yeah, like
she
better.
Grew so much,
and it was still like breathy, but I think that's Ariana's thing though. Like that kind of breathy, but she when she get in that head voice though, don't play with her.
Unmatched.
Yeah, I think they both sing more breathy than like Broadway, which is something you can do in movies. I feel like, because you're not trying to sing into a theater, so I think you can just kind of be more close. But Loathing was so good. Loathing 100%. Was amazing. Nothing but good things. It was funny. I liked how it starts with them writing to their parents, her saying she's blonde, her saying she's green, and I love Cynthia's laugh at the end. And that's kind of
really good when she scared her walking through the door. I threw my head back and cajoled.
Yes, that was so cute. They look like they were having such a good time. Like they literally look like they were having a good time when they filmed this. And that's my other vocal stem. These things are meant to try us. When she gets in front of the door, it's like, oh, that's how I feel about motherhood. So, let's see. So the next song after that is, let me pull this down because it's gonna start playing. Y'all ain't finna get my channel taken down. Y'all is not gonna get my channel taken down. Oh, this is when she found out about the animals. Oh, Glinda in this this goat
immediately wanted to throw hands. Immediately wanted to throw hands because at first I thought it was funny. I thought it was funny too at first. Like it's a Glinda, and I was like, haha. But when she did that shit, when she said, "What's so hard about it, bitch?" I said, "Excuse me? Racism. You're trying to get your ass beat."
Racism. Isn't this racist? I mean, in essence, he has an accent, and her name literally works against his accent.
Like he doesn't have.
He's a goat.
They don't have. He said they don't have the front something.
He's a fucking goat
in their jaw. Right. Glinda. He wanted to preserve his dignity. He didn't want to sound like a regular ass goat. So he didn't want to say that. Give him the grace. You know how many Latinos in the kitchen outlet call me Answan?
Right.
That's been my name for a decade.
Right.
I'm not about to be like Antoine. I'm not gonna do that because that's like, racist.
Basically, he's saying your name with his accent. He's saying it though. So I was like, oh, this is Glinda was really irritating. So I just wanted to point it out. I wanted to choke her. And Elphaba was much too chill about it. But much
too.
But I mean, it wasn't her job to save him. She spoke up and she
got her together. She did get her together. I can't remember exactly what she said, but she said, well, maybe such and such, blah, blah, blah. Maybe when somebody hits you with 2 or 3 maybes.
I just need Elphaba to be a little bit more the hot Cheeto girl at school. Like they always talking about them hot Cheeto girls who defend the
Leave him alone. Right. Y'all Jimmy ain't bothering nobody. He put his head down. Oh my God. Y'all miserable.
How did the colors change? Because this definitely was green. And now it's definitely
I cried when the Professor Goat was singing and he lost his ability to speak for a second and began to bleed. Oh
yeah, that was
everything about the animals is just like when they brought in the little lion cub. Oh, right.
Nah, I mean.
Oh yeah.
I really feel like it's pretty. I was like, I mean, it's foreshadowing, but like if you've seen, I don't even feel like that's like a wicked thing. That's just like what this is. Like where we are, what we're doing, who these people are, why this is important. I mean, I just feel like.
Yeah. And also, it's this book has been out, at least the updated one, since 1997.
I was about to say
it's hard like to say spoiler, right? So it's hard to be like spoiler because like girl.
But that's the crazy thing, like outside of the fact that it was the book before the musical, I love music. I'm musicals and music, so it's crazy to me that people be like, I've never heard of Wicked before. I just be like, that's crazy. You can live in a whole other universe or you
like never heard is crazy to me. Never seen, fully understand, but never heard. I guess.
Yeah, I mean, if you're not into music, I mean, there are people who hate musicals.
That's true.
So, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't know, if you're not, like, who are these people?
Have you noticed more Black people loving Wicked than any other musicals that's coming out as of late? Yeah. That was another
point now, this might be a hot take, but sometimes that's my irritation that I do wish that this is something I've gotten away from. I think sometimes the need to see other Black people in things holds Black people back from experiencing things that are outside of our immediate culture. So I think because Cynthia is Black, it will make a lot more Black people want to watch it. I think a lot of Black people have seen Dreamgirls and have seen this now, and maybe have seen Hamilton, but a lot of those classic Broadway musicals, Black people have still not seen or haven't been exposed to. And I saw somebody on TikTok saying, you know, Black girls are theater kids too, you know, but it's just kind of like you were always weird or like not Black if you were into that stuff. So I do see a lot of Black people watching this because a Black woman is in it. She's starring. Absolutely. But have they seen Chicago? Have they seen West Side Story? Have they seen
Mamma Mia?
Mamma Mia, like Hairspray, like you know what I mean? So it's kind of like that. Exactly.
No, I get you, because I feel like if you bring up any of the movie musicals that were Black centered, of course they've seen it and loved it.
Yeah,
5 Heartbeats and all those type of movies. It's like it's those classics, but it's like they didn't want it. I don't think a lot of people also like that type of just music in general too, like the kind of cheery, overzealous, happy Broadway type of show tune sound.
Y'all can't tell me. I be watching what's that one with the name just went away from my head. It just get Hello Dolly or whatever with Barbara Streisand. Bitch, the way you would catch me doing
put it on right now.
Sunday clothes on, like I love the classics. Like I love them. They're so good. My kids watch them with me because I'll just turn them on and I'll be like, "Let's watch this," and they'd be like, "This kind of eats." And you don't. Yeah.
Somebody tell 4 More Tears he don't have to.
What?
He said I still haven't seen Cats.
I mean, I like Cats, but Cats is not something I would recommend. Like as a musical girly, if you like the production, I would keep somebody in the lane of cinema, like adaptations first, and the Cats movie is trash. So if someone like this and they're like, okay, I kind of want to do this more for Black people, but I feel like we've all seen Dreamgirls, so like I would say that. But Chicago eats. Like Chicago, is amazing. Watch it, great. So,
and I really hate that he is so emblazoned in controversy and potential disgustingness, because I want to give Todrick Hall his flowers when it comes to theater production and the things that he's done, but I don't know what he's all got going on right now. So
Shizz
but I really would like to go up.
It's very with the school. Shizz is a beautiful campus. I hate that name, but it's
too close to another word.
It's really weird. I wonder if the revival of The Wiz brought back some. Yeah, maybe. And like I've only watched The Wiz in parts. Never watched it straight through. I watch the musical numbers and then I'd be like, I'm good. But I don't prefer it to the original Wizard of Oz. That's what I'm saying. Like I know my musicals taste. Like I like classic Broadway. Like I like those. So I don't really care for some of the changes sometimes. So The Wiz, for me, I prefer the Wizard of Oz.
Yeah, I do enjoy The Wiz, of course. Like I feel like growing up, in certain households, you just had to see it.
Exactly. That's why I was like, I definitely have seen it, glazed over a few times because we just had to. Like we can't watch nothing else. God damn.
Ease on Down the Road is gonna be forever the first thing that pops up in my head when I think of The Wiz. But I can't say I enjoy it like you said, as a story as a whole more. As a whole,
but, like the musical numbers are cool, but it doesn't hold me, through those middle parts. So I would say don't watch Cats. It's strange. It's a strange one. I watched West Side Story, The Heights. Those were good. And the new West Side Story is actually good too. They remade it. It's really good.
I gotta see that. I haven't seen that.
Little Shop of Horrors. Yes, classic.
Little Shop of Horrors, 100%.
Avery Wilson.
Avery Wilson is a beast with his voice. I still haven't seen the play. I haven't. Now, fully give me your opinion, Lucky, because you said the cast did Tiny Desk. That was jaw dropping. Okay, because I haven't heard like crazy great things about the Wiz.
The current. Okay.
Yeah, like I've heard some good things, but I've also heard some like negative critique about it. But I got to see it for myself to really know. But if you see it and you say it's amazing, I'm gonna take that and add that to the good list up here.
And then, like, I feel like every Disney movie is a musical, basically, but they don't have a Broadway adaptations, or it didn't come from Broadway, so it's not technically a musical. So, I mean, there's also that too. Okay, so next we did the animals, and he did his little animal song, and I was like, oh, look at Peter Dinklage, just Tyrion Lannister, that's cute, or whatever.
No, I did catch that one.
Oh, you did catch that one. I was like, okay, yeah. Tyrion.
I didn't look at the cast before I watched this. I just went into it like only obviously knowing like 3 people.
Oh, this on the screen. Let me take this down before I get in trouble. Okay. I heard the music. I was like, is this playing on the stream? Oh, so then this is where we get introduced to Jonathan Bailey. Him dancing through life was next after that.
His whole interaction with Ariana Grande when she saw him pull up was hilarious to me. It's not a vocal stem, it's a physical twitch now for me. Like it is a stem. It's a stem, but it's just not a vocal one. Like when she keeps
oh yeah, her hair flip with nod to Kristen Chenoweth. That hair flip is something else.
It's so good. It's so good.
It's so funny.
I've been Glindified.
She put her whole body into that hair flip.
Bitch, neck muscles.
And here's her real life bae.
Bach.
Yeah. What you think of him?
I ain't gonna lie to you, I kind of wish he wasn't in the movie.
He is SpongeBob though. He's an important character.
I just wish he wasn't. No, the character is.
You talking about him? Why you don't like him? They met doing this.
I know they did, but I just knowing they together, I don't know.
He must got. Yeah,
he can. I don't know if I like. I just can't see anybody else doing Bach like he did. I can't say that.
Yeah, but he had such a minor role in this part. I think he'll be a little bit more important in the second part. So it's cool. Like we get introduced to him, he's gonna become more important. Is he a chump? I like his, I like the foreshadowing. Like they did a lot of foreshadowing in this scene musical number. So I enjoy seeing that with him. I might have spent a little too much time watching things when I was little, so I peeped it immediately. So I was like, oh, I love these little nods they do, which is great. So, but I'm trying not to give away part 2. In the chat, how many of y'all know what happens in part 2? Put a 1 if you already know what happens in part 2, and if you have any theories on what's going to happen in part 2, you can drop them because it won't be a spoiler for me and Twan. I kind of just want to know.
Yeah,
and if everybody knows, we're gonna start dropping spoilers.
Because I am excited to talk about it. I think he did it great.
But the whole sending him to talk to the sister, now was that strategic, or was that just like her loving to wield her power of being able to influence people? Or do you think it was strategic? Like, let me do Elphaba's sister a favor so I can get in good with her. Because at this point, she wasn't even really fucking with Elphaba like that.
She fully did not. I don't think there's anything in me that said that she believes she was helping her sister to get to Elphaba in any way. I think she was like, I'm already trying to get over here with this dude.
Yeah, get away from me.
I don't need you hovering around me. Right. So let me use my wonderful skills of manipulation to get you gone. And now like when she was like, and I just happened to be free tonight.
Right.
That was so country.
Because that is, you can't have him like, I ain't trying to talk to you. Go
right. 100%.
Yeah.
And I think that's further is kind of backed up by how surprised she was with what Elphaba does later with Miss Morrible.
It's so messed up that Elphaba really thought like, oh, she's doing a solid. She was smooth with it too. Glinda was smooth. Glinda tapped in. She locked in.
Yeah, she was very smooth with it. And I don't see how I guess Munchkin. She did say in Wizard of Oz, like a Munchkin, so small-minded. So
they say he ain't been nowhere. He ain't been nowhere. This is his first time outside.
But is the next one Dancing Through Life, right?
It was this is Dancing Through Life that we was I think we were pretty much there. And then like her sister sing about, girl, this is my moment. Leave me alone. Let me have my moment.
Oh, the beginning of her truly pissing me off. Like before I was irritated, you really gonna let all these people for all these years talk about your sister crazy. And you get to the school where it's only y'all two and they still doing it and you just fall back in the scene. Like you are just a horrible sister. That was like, that's how I felt immediately. But then during this, I was just like, bitch, I have never. No, I'm not gonna say that.
She looked good in that blue. That dress
look amazing.
Yeah, she looks so good right here. But yes, this was kind of annoying. Like, girl, let me have my moment. Like, girl, you that desperate?
Very. It screamed, pick me. Like, pick me, please, 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 pick me.
Girl, I don't care if you don't like me. Just let me have this moment. Oh my god. Like, okay.
And girl. This whole we were meant to be together or whatever. Like, from what?
I hate you so much. I know you didn't expect her to stand on business.
See, now I did not want to make any comment. That's why I stopped what I was saying, because I was about to sound real ableist. So I stopped myself. And here you go.
You know somebody show. You know what I was gonna say. So she had this musical number. I was like, okay, girl, that's good. Honestly, if I own this on DVD, fast forward.
Yeah. This is that one Tyler Perry song that I'm gonna skip through.
Not the one. This is the Cheer Up Charlie. Everybody's always talking about Charlie. In fact, you're like, everybody skipped through Cheer Up Charlie.
But she's actually disabled, right? In real life?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, is she?
Yeah, I think she is. Is she?
So how
I mean, it's gonna make it a little interesting for part 2, but
that's what I was gonna
say. But okay.
Maybe she is she disabled in a different way? Maybe it's a different way.
Potentially.
Okay.
Like not. I don't know. We gotta do some research on that.
Yeah. Let me not say nothing crazy. Okay. So let's see when are we at next. I'm just skipping.
But for real though, she had so many chances to show some form of redeeming quality, and it's crazy how she took no opportunity, like not one.
No, she didn't. So then the next part we get to is the ball. That ball was magical. What's the budget for Shizz University? How much is tuition? This is a university, right?
It would be cute to go. Besides all the racism.
But like, what is the budget? Like, what's the tuition? That's crazy. This place is.
I know it's crazy.
Opulent.
I know it's wild.
But this is like the only school.
I feel like everybody there. You see the only school?
I mean, I wasn't probably like that.
For becoming a sorcerer.
Which is also crazy. Maybe I'm forgetting a little exposition in the story because I'm like, that nigga ain't even a sorcerer. Like, anyway.
Fierro. Maybe I could be wrong. Maybe that's just a curriculum in the school.
Yeah, the wizard is like, I guess not. But yeah, this is great. There really are no black people. I was trying to see if there's any black people. Is that person black?
There was some black people in there. Yeah, because that was part of my irritation is seeing them fucking black folks dancing in the background and singing "We're on Your Side, Glinda." I'm like, y'all really, this whole school will blow up. And
Elphaba is green.
She's green, but her features is black. The theme is black. Black.
She green.
I'm just saying they should understand.
But I don't think they're not othered in this world. They're not othered.
Well, that's true too.
Yeah, so
but that's even more crazy that the only people being othered is the green bitch.
It's the animals. Yeah.
And
they're the oppressed in this world, the animals. So not black people. So I wouldn't expect them to defend her. In this world.
And I guess it makes sense that she's so connected to the animals because her mama was a bear.
You think that bear did the micro braids?
Probably. Can you imagine them sharp ass nails?
That's what I'm about to say. That's a real them parts probably be straight.
Crisp.
I just love these.
Crispy crisp, because we know her daddy didn't do it.
So this is where we get the scene where she do the dance. So she's in the chair in real life. That's it. Okay. We'll see how that maybe they
goes.
Yeah. Bare minimum. Okay, so this is the scene that it had everybody. If you didn't cry yet, I think this scene got a lot of the people, right?
Yeah. This is definitely should have been a turning point. I heard many people sniffle around me during the dead silent dance. Like that was the time I just heard everybody like,
yeah. And I just like watching the interviews of Cynthia talking about this moment with Ari.
It's so powerful.
It is. And I think she said that there was actually her real tears because she pulled from her own experience of any time she's ever felt like, you know,
listen,
the butt of the joke.
That's what
like
I'm talking about.
She wasn't accepted in the room. And I think they said Ari did not know what she was going to do ahead of time so that she could just kind of like lock in and just do it in the moment.
The whole hand on the cheek when she was about to cry and she like wiped them and she said it's okay.
That was real. Like that moment I think was real. When she said it's okay.
And it looks like it. It looks like it. Genuinely
I think Cynthia's like legitimately losing it because she's like vulnerable right now.
Well, actually, this is kind of what I wanted to dissect with you. So just to set up, you know, Ephie comes in the room. She gives her this hat because her little flying monkeys was like, do it. Give her this hat, you know. Let her embarrass herself. So she gives it to her. She finds out that she told Miss Morrible that if you don't give her a wand and teach her with me, I'm leaving the school. She because she thinks she did her sister a favor. So she walks up in there and then obviously the cookie crumbles. And her, from the moment she says, I feel sick, I really wanted this to be her like moment for me to like really be like, oh, okay, Glinda's fully changed, but that's not the case. And
it still took some time after this.
It definitely took some time after this. I really wanted this to be fully the moment, but it was still beautiful though. Like Cynthia coming in, realizing the situation, and then she still like goes forward. She puts her hat on the ground, and I love kind of the battle that you can clearly see her making, like without words, and it was just so good. I think this scene like I want to watch back the most. Like it was like a combination of like, oh, so this was a trick.
This was a trick. I see you, but again, I'm not even gonna. I'm not gonna read you in front of all your friends. I'm not gonna give y'all the reaction y'all wanted. I'm not gonna yell and scream and all that stuff. Yeah, it was like she held herself with such a energy in that scene.
But it was still like, that's what I loved about it. It was very much what you said, but it was also still that disappointment of here it goes again. Like I thought we were past this. I thought this was finally my chance to move forward and we're back to square one. So like watching her steel herself and then go into the middle of the thing and dance, like the fact that even in the middle of that dance is when she really started to like, she still couldn't fully keep it together. And when she did cry, it was like, fuck.
I think it was less about being moved by Glinda joining her and just more of like the disappointment in the moment. She definitely got through that. The crying was not that, oh, I'm so moved somebody joined me. It was more like this always happens.
Exactly. Yeah.
It always
like it wasn't about Glinda, like you said. I think it was just her being like, I don't want y'all to see me cry. Now I'm letting y'all do that. Like it feels like I kind of am failing in this moment, even in my moment of being strong. And her Glinda coming over to give her that help and that little boost does add some points in her. Oh my God. Seeing her just like that is too much for me. I'm about to cry again.
It was very moving.
It just so good.
Yeah, very moving. So I just wanted to get a picture of that shot. But yeah, I think this scene got a lot of people just because Cynthia really like put her energy into being vulnerable enough to pull that scene off. That's why everybody talking about them crying in every interview. Man, let them cry. Cause
100, bitch.
After watching it, you be like, yeah, I be crying too.
You kind of got the role of your lifetime. You did a phenomenal job in it. You sang it live. That raw feeling and sharing that with this other person sitting next to you for however long it took to film this. And then y'all are finally like on the cusp of seeing them, releasing your art to the world. Bitch, I'll be emotional too. Right. Hell yeah.
She said, but come on, she knows she dressed different. She knew that look wasn't about to shut the club down.
Now that hat was too much, but I'm sorry. Hey. Just like I felt about Wednesday, she was eating those black looks.
I'm about to say that them looks was eating.
Sorry, not sorry. She could have threw that hat away, but it still worked for me.
But my whole thing also is I feel like Elphaba peaked. Glinda was not a nice person. It's just the fact that she never decided to really like she always just like she be doing the most. She be over there doing Glinda. She never like gave that angry reaction. And she just kind of just like, I don't know, she had a quiet like observation of people, but not feeling compelled to really like throughout the first part, not feeling compelled to say anything or do anything about it. Just kind of like she ain't never called her out like, oh, you gave me this hat.
She saw people for what it was.
Yeah, she just kind of like, because she could have called her out in that moment. It's like, oh, you gave me this hat. It's a joke to you or something. She didn't say anything. She pulled the hat down.
Because she's so genuinely kind-hearted. That's what makes the ending so devastating, because she is so genuinely kind-hearted. And to see people with that kind of a heart always get the short end of the stick and always get the, and not have the happy ending that they deserve is just so disappointing. It's a common trope, but whatever. The scene, I think throughout the movie, like you were saying, with her kind of realizing what Glinda was, I feel like that adds to the emotion in this scene too, is because like she knew what Glinda was, and this kind of hit me too a little bit. You know when your instincts are right about a person, but then when you allow different circumstances and outside influences to convince you
they
otherwise,
might not be that bad, right?
But then to like literally immediately get shown that you were wrong for giving them that chance, that the fact that you doubted yourself and your instincts again is another blow. So that was
that's why I love in Defying Gravity when she's like, it's time to trust my instincts, girl, because I be playing.
Right.
So then the next song we get is Popular, which is like obviously one of the biggest songs from the musical. This was Ariana's chance to see if she could live up to Kristen's version of it. Even though no one mourns the wicked, she did great, but this is really the Glinda song. This is 100%. The Glinda song, so you have to really eat this, and she did great.
Destroyed, honestly, as far as full numbers, the visual and the vocals, the comedy.
Yeah, it was so good.
The comedy in this scene,
time it was
my favorite part of the movie.
Kristen, but like did her own thing too, which I like.
Yeah. Like this was like, somebody said it the best to me. Like Kristen's version of Glinda is more of she's still that mean girl kind of, but it's more of a cutesy, like, ooh, like, oh my God, ooh, ooh. Versus hers, who is definitely mean girl, but there's a little bit more of a like a to her
character.
Kind
of like a Regina George in Glinda. Kristen's version like had a baby. Yeah, it's like Regina 100%. George and her. It's kind of like a good mix. I love it.
Yeah, because a lot of the differences in between Kirsten's, what's her name? Kristen Chenoweth? Kristen, thank you. I keep saying Kirsten. Kristen Chenoweth's version and Glinda's are little growls or like aggressive kind of speech. Like those are the differences that I hear immediately. And I don't know, it just kind of backs that like portrayal of the character up.
Yeah, I think so. And lucky auntie to give someone a chance and then have them throw it in your face, a different type of pain. Exactly. 100%, so I don't give people chances no more because I'm old. I'm just kidding.
Girl, I might give you a chance, but the outward persona of what I'm providing you is much different than how I see you up in my head.
As you get older, you start to know what you can afford to give away.
100%.
You be like, I can afford to get this away.
You pick your battles very well, I feel like, as you get older.
You do. You be like, you know what? So this is just like going through that. I just love the set. It was very nice. I love the musical. I love this moment.
And I was really tripping. I was like, this room definitely got more pink during this number, because I was like, it was not this.
Is somebody in the back rolling in pink shit as we keep going in the room? But I think that's just her painting like the Glindification of her mind. But I did like the moment when she told her she's beautiful.
Yeah, it got me a little choked up too during that. Yeah. I didn't cry, but it got me choked up.
And pink and green does look really good together.
I know the AKAs were going up.
Because I feel like if you're an AKA, you just got to see this film.
You have to.
You have to. I just like, oh, well, AKA, they should have had whole outings. They should have like bought theaters to like just go watch it in all they pink and green. I'm just saying. And
I love this little ensemble Ariana has on.
Yes, I love too. Yes, it's so...
It reminded me of Uzumaki a lot because it had those same spirals and stuff.
Oh, see, Uzumaki got you, and they ain't never.
It really does. I'm playing Dragon Age right now, and a girl has a hat that's like a fascinator, and it's a big spiral. That's all I think about.
Hard pass. But I was gonna say, I just love Another behind the scenes, they did different colors in the micro braids to give it depth. So they didn't just do black, they did different colors, and they showed a shot of her in the sunlight with all the red. It's so beautiful. Like the micro braids.
Little browns.
Yeah, some browns. But 1B, Tyler Perry. They said the wigs was like really expensive.
Please, Tyler. Please. I know you like to do everything on your own. I know you like to write 30 scripts in 2 months. I know you like to be the only one on set filming and editing. I know. But please consult the people who did these wigs.
Because this is how you do. This is the wiggetry we need in movies. Like, I believe they did Cynthia as an honorary AKA. Oh, that's cute. Because, how you going to pass up on this?
Nice.
Yeah. So
right, that brand immersion.
I know Cynthia don't got eyebrows, but them eyebrows eat. I love them. They're really good.
A lot of drag queens now, a lot of them don't even actually do paint on their eyebrows. They got these eyebrow stickers.
They got stickers. I think she has stickers. I think I saw them putting the eyebrows on and makeup and the freckles. And I think they just did that. Yeah.
And some of them like actually have the fibers. Versus
it's like the hairs on it instead of just like a paste thing on there. Yeah, they did good. She looks so good green.
Eyebrow lace fronts.
So what's after this? What is happening? What am I looking at?
So after Popular, that's when
that's when they bring the baby lion in.
Oh, right.
And she put everybody to sleep with them poppies. But that's not a musical number, but that's kind of what happened in the plot. And then what was the next song?
I did the story beat real quick. It was like, if you haven't, how should I say this? I hate this whole, I hate when, so obviously Glinda got with this man first.
Right.
But the interaction between her and him saving this cub and being out there. Oh, that led into.
This leads into I'm Not That Girl. Right.
Yeah. Not that girl. I really enjoyed their chemistry so much that right after he ran off with the cub, I was just like, "Fuck, girl, it ain't gonna happen, is it?"
Oh no! It's like, y'all
right? Because it's there. Like once the friend already called dibs, it's kind of dead from there, right? So it's just like. You said shit.
How much time was between
a good friend?
The ball. Get my leap back.
Right. That's what's that is Rocksteady on the Meg album. The flows part.
Let me get my leap back.
Wrong hold a try. Fuck your man because I'm petty. Right.
Rocksteady. I mean, like, girl, how close are we?
I mean, you see how Nessa imprinted on Box, so it could have been kind of the same.
Not
right?
Nessa, I'm mad. She imprinted on Box.
Because that's the only way to describe it.
Like we in the Twilight series.
100%.
How does Jonathan Bailey do it? He can have chemistry. That's what they say. That's why I was like, he is something.
He really can. Like his face does majority of the work, just being very visually attractive.
Yeah.
But he also looks like he has a great personality, so that's really is a deadly combination.
Hey, he ate that Coriel. I said, okay.
He truly did. Rolled him hip star.
Yeah.
And when he did that one dude by the face, he had to do by the face and he was doing all of this. I said, bitch, where was I during that casting call?
I just love the part where he stands in front of them and does like shimmy drop thing and they all like copy him. I was like, yes, command the room. I forgot to mention it. I love it.
Yeah, he definitely has a presence. He 100% has a presence. Well, I'm
Not That Girl.
He's really gonna get his coins next movie.
I was gonna say I'm Not That Girl is not really my fave, but it definitely has that old school 90s. It has a like 90s feel to it, or early 2000. Like it's got a ballad, that R&B ballad. Like this feels like a song that could have been in like The Preacher's Wife or some shit.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see that.
This definitely like being slid into like a family 90s movie with black folks.
I definitely enjoy her voice on it. I enjoy I enjoy Cynthia's voice on anything on this project. But it's not one that well, actually, I feel like all these songs, the latter half is the exceptional part. So I do like the latter half of this song, but as a whole, it's probably one of my least favorite that Cynthia specifically is in.
I'm watching Nessa roll off with the ops. I'm sorry, I just got mad.
Yeah.
Let me go back.
I'm telling you, Nessa is like that is just an actively unlikable character. Like you do nothing to try to get somebody to like you.
Right.
Experience.
And she just watching them all roll off together. Ooh, okay, come through foreshadowing. So she just looking at them. Hold on. I'm gonna skip ahead like 10 seconds. I was trying to catch her sister rolling out, but I can't. So y'all just gonna miss it.
What was the foreshadowing?
It just was like watching them. It was like Bach, the sister, Glinda, and, whatever, and then she was just watching them just marching. I'm like,
heard.
Bitch. They need to put that in the movie. I'm not that.
I'm not never.
Right. I'm about to be that bitch though.
Yeah. Pretty song,
but not my fave. I don't really go. Do you listen to it if you listen to the soundtrack? I don't revisit it.
I do. But it's like the only ones I actively truly skip is the
animal one,
and the John Goodman one, the sensible guy one.
John Goodman, Jeff Goldblum.
Oh, right, initials. John Goodman.
Right initials.
But we miss John Goodman, don't we?
You just pulled it out of nowhere.
Don't we miss John Goodman?
It's so good.
Yeah, all of her hair is really good. But that's the thing, like when the light catches it, you can see you can see a lot of the colors. But like if I didn't have that, I would have really thought this was like jet black.
Yeah. They did. They took such a good hit. Now, because I think Cynthia said she told them, don't put no. I don't even know what jet black is in weave because I always do 1B. Do not put no jet. I can't stand when I send somebody get some braided hair and it's jet black. Like, bitch, what world are you in? Since when we put jet black?
Like it's what Niecy Ness said in Reno 911. She said, when you got Africa up here and China in the back, them continents don't meet, huh?
Right. Oh, just like tell me you don't know nothing about black women. Get some jet black braiding hair, cause you finna get cussed out. 1B always. If you want to be safe, get 1B.
Now, what you think about this foreshadowing here, or this? Oh
yeah,
this nod. Like,
cause what's the tea?
Cover you so you don't get wet.
Cause what's the tea?
You know, like that's how.
I mean, I know the tea is like she melted from water, but I just have a hard time believing it because this ain't came up. And they actually didn't mention it in the film at all. Like,
no, they didn't mention it at all.
I feel like they would have came up in conversation. Do she not wash her face? She don't bathe. She don't shower.
Now, did they say she got bathed in? I know about the milk flowers, but didn't they say they bathe? I don't know if they said that in this or if that's just from either the play or the book where she gets bathed in milk to be like, hopefully her skin turn white.
And that's still
they didn't mention that in the movie, huh?
Yeah, that's still water based.
I guess. I don't know.
She cries, right? Her face ain't melt when she cried.
Oh, she did. I mean, well, we're gonna talk about it later at the end of
right.
this.
The book is she bathed in baby oil. Lord,
it's baby oil.
Baby oil.
Is it fentanyl, baby oil?
I can't say baby oil anymore.
I mean, looking at how the movie ends, it makes sense why it doesn't make sense, but we'll get to that later.
It's gonna be a curse from using the grimoire.
The grimoire.
Grimoire.
Oh my God, your pronunciation is hideous.
Yeah, they actually have words in this movie that aren't real words. I feel like.
I mean, I thought it was just
things weird. She says things.
It's not just Glinda though. Miss Morrible does it. I thought it was just limited to Glinda, and I heard Ephie say something once. Yeah,
she did.
And then I heard Miss Morrible say it, and I feel like I heard somebody else say it. So I feel like this is a world thing.
This is a world thing that they have those weird.
Yeah, like Glinda is not the only one saying hideous.
And rejoicify is not a thing.
Rejoicify, right?
I was like, rejoicify.
That's what the pronunciation. That's what they said.
Yeah, I'm like, it was random though. Yeah. So yes, I did like this. The hair was good. And then what do we get after this? This is when they go to Oz, right?
Yeah, she gets her hot air balloon note.
Yeah,
and Glinda's little one-liners in the background. Oh my, why I just cannot.
Right.
I love her. Her comedy, honestly, is so exceptional in this. Like, I always
good.
thought Ariana was a pretty funny person. Occasionally, I don't know her to be hilarious, but she definitely has humor. But seeing it displayed in this way is definitely like,
because in her show, like when she was on Nickelodeon,
choices.
Sam and Cat, that was like she was the comedic relief.
I never watched that. That was after my Disney Channel time.
Yeah, I had nieces and nephews, and they was watching it, and so she was the comedic relief on the show. Like every time she came in, it was just like comedy or she did something crazy. So yeah, she was perfect for this, honestly.
Definitely.
So then they go to meet, and then you know what? We was watching some commentary on Black women and our downfall. They were talking about white feminism and allyship and how a lot of times we too empathetic to our own detriment. And there were some takes in the video I did not agree with, but the one thing I did agree with is, bitch, why you invite her on this train? This how you always play yourself, because you can't never just go do it alone. That's one thing I've had to get comfortable with.
I hear you. I'll be right back.
That's one thing I've had to get comfortable with as a person, as an adult, as a Black person. Like sometimes you just got to be willing to go do stuff on your own. I know it's comfortable to have people with you or to have that comfort with you or to feel like you're bringing people with you. But sometimes you just need
to go with you.
Yeah, you can't take everybody with you. And that's why I actually like this poster that's the background, because literally this is all Elphaba was doing the whole movie. It's pulling Glinda ass up the whole time.
Hello?
And it's like, girl, you got to be comfortable doing some stuff by yourself. If you really gonna be that girl, if you're gonna be a pioneer, you're gonna be a revolutionary, you have to be comfortable that you're gonna be doing some stuff by yourself.
She got there, right? But I definitely wish she got there sooner, because
she didn't get there. She was forced to go there because Glinda did not come with.
Yeah, that's true. But she took that and did what she had to do with it. Okay, I'm still gonna give her props, but I do agree with you. Like that definitely is something that I hated. Even with the whole prom thing, the Ozdust, I hated that she was in that position to be, the quote unquote white savior for her in that moment, too, because that's all the school needed was some popular girls to do the exact same dance that the girl before her was doing, for them to all just immediately flip the switch, and now we all love her because Glinda says so.
Right, white savior kind of thing. Yep.
Yeah.
So yeah, I did hate that. Then she went to Oz and we get the whole musical number. They in Oz carrying on like they don't have nothing else to do but carry on. Yeah,
I did love it because the citizens of Oz
it's so opulent
up a number, bridge. They were coming out here doing these fucking twerk.
That's what I'm saying. And it's also giving the Hunger Games because they are so dressed. Like they are. Look at these people. Is this just a random Tuesday? What is happening?
This is a Wednesday, I believe.
This is a random Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
These looks are eating the costume department.
This is District Number 1. Absolutely.
Like this is like the Hunger Games. Like.
Yeah, and to honestly, like some of these outfits are very questionable, but to have as many people chew the way they did in these various shades of green, like I don't love green. I do not love green. But
which one of these greens would you wear?
Makes me want to live there
if you had to pick? Because every shade is just about different, except this man and this woman in the front probably got.
I would be some version. I can't tell what
sage in the back.
The guy that's behind the lady in the front here with the black thing that's going off to the side, lady with the white lady looking up like this.
Yeah,
the man behind her.
Okay, yeah, it's kind of like that really
deep green.
Yeah,
that look a little nice.
That is nice. I like the green on the afro lady. I like that green. That of the scarf part is really It's giving moss.
I was trying to pinpoint the men's because the women are eating the men's up, of course.
I like that.
Like the lady. I like this, even though it's a little funky. The black lady next to the lady with the afro.
I was like fatigue or something.
I didn't even the sleeve.
Yeah.
I kind of want the design to be a little different, but I love this top little piece that's kind of being cut here. I'm loving that.
They got so much money. They oppressing somebody and pillaging and exploiting.
Oh yeah,
because how they got all this money? The Gilded Age. Oz is definitely. I just love this version of Oz in this movie. I will say, because we only got it from the classic movie, so I love seeing Oz being like this amazing, opulent place, and them really having the budget to like make it how it should be, how it was described. Yeah, he's obsessed with green, though.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy.
I mean, if I was Ephie walking into this environment, like how do you not just feel at home? Bitch, my skin.
This is where I'm supposed to be.
Whole Roman Empire.
Yeah, you'd be like, of course the wizard's gonna love me. I'm his favorite color. And maybe that's why he was licking his lips when he seen her. He liked green. Yeah, he definitely likes it. So then we get the musical number that we had the cameo from when they was carrying on. And it was cute. Like I said, I love their looks on there. I was trying to pull it up, but here it is right here.
I wish there would have been some type of a nod to Adele Dazeem being Ephie. Like I wish there was like, I don't know, like somebody was like painting and like splashed a little bit on her cheek and she was like, oh, and then kept going. Like just some nod to her being.
Yeah, because she's still like, I feel like Kristen is very like Glinda coded. Like she's still in the pink. She's still standing the same way. Her hair's in the updo. I think the only
she was singing was still very Glinda.
Yeah, I think the only thing that Idina has that really calls back to it is once she got that kind of cloak more so, like a cape, and then her hair is wavy, which was like in the music. Like the more, like they said, the more in her power she got, Elphaba's hair gets wavy and loose. So she does have the free hair that she had at the end versus she started off with the braids. So that's probably the callbacks. Her hair and the outfit is more of like a mage cloak.
Yeah.
Than Glinda's. Than Kristen's. But yeah, these paper people in the back is crazy. Like y'all just got this.
I love them though. Like they drew my attention immediately when this scene happened. Like I was looking at their number the whole time.
Like the art department was killing it. Like, how do you even come up with this shit?
Yeah, the concepts are wild. Like a lot of me is thinking like, do they like it starts with the artists, right? The people that do the concept art, they draw everything, and then the other departments, costume and stuff, bring it to life. Because I can imagine being responsible for conceptualizing and producing these looks.
Yeah, like all the layers and stuff.
Yeah, it's a lot of work. Yeah, I need you to bring me the project and not bring it to life. Versus
it feels like somebody was like, I want it to be like paper art. Like I want it to be like a pop-up book. Like that's the energy the design has, like a pop-up book. It's really
like the Oz book she had at the beginning of the movie.
Yeah, so that's why I was like, it's almost like they took that to the next level of like, let's make it look like a pop-up book. So it's very nice.
And I feel like I did have an Oz pop-up book back in elementary school.
Oh, so maybe it's like a ode to the Oz pop-up book.
Yeah, because I don't have a lot of crazy memories from elementary school, but I do remember being in, her name was Miss Wilson, because I was the teacher's pet, because I thought we were family. And I remember reading a book like that in her class. Like she had a bunch of books in the back, and I was drawn to the pop-ups, and Wizard of Oz was definitely one of them.
So I think it's an ode to that. So then we had that musical number. They go to meet the wizard. They see he full of it. I love the face. The classic wizard, Great Oz face that Dorothy runs up on. I love the remake of it. It's actually terrifying.
It is extremely, the way it just kept. Every time I thought it wouldn't come out of the curtains more, it did. And yeah, I definitely love this more than some hologram or some projection or whatever.
Yeah, he was looking like that nigga on Power Rangers in the old movie. He had it like Zorbon. Who was that thing? The face in the thing.
What is his name?
I don't know what his name is, but it was
Zorbon.
Zordon.
Zion. What? Zordon. It gotta be.
I think it's Zordon. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I didn't really care for that. Yeah. So I
loved it.
Better. It's terrible.
I genuinely loved it. Yeah.
He's a scammer. He's such a scammer.
But that just goes to show how he was able to get away with being a wizard for so long. Like he came in a hot air balloon. They don't know what the fuck that is.
That's true.
So he has some element of flying.
Like, this could have been Megatron, bitch.
Just
he out here looking like the fucking Transformer.
Mm-hmm.
They said that was actually real too. They made that.
Oh, they did?
Yeah.
Amazing. Yeah, like he was like a magician, so he was able to do little small sleight of hand tricks
from Omaha.
Right. So it was just he had enough knowledge and wherewithal, and obviously great with machinery. He was an engineer of some sort, so he used all his abilities to look like a wizard. But if he ever get that broom, girl, then it's really over.
Yeah, I'm about to say it's a wrap. Because that's what I was like. I forgot about that he was from Omaha,
Nebraska.
Yeah, because on the part where they were singing about the book, Kristen and them, and they was talking about his story, and he was like, Omaha, and the people were like, oh my God, he's a powerful.
Oh, that's what he was saying.
He was actually saying Omaha.
I did not catch that.
Because he's from Omaha.
I'm trying to piece together what each section means.
No, he's a scammer. I just cackled when I saw that because I was like, this nigga really just said Omaha, and they don't know what that is. They're like, he's speaking.
No, it's a spell.
That's what they were like.
The Grimmery, so he making something up. It's all connecting.
Yeah, when they were talking about he read it and all he said was Omaha. I was like, and they don't know what it is. So I thought that was a funny little Easter egg that they never picked up on. And then of course we get the whole sequence after this. I mean, we pretty much get all the build up to the ultimate song, which is Defying Gravity.
Now,
when she finds out the scam, and first he was showing her the plans for the road that lead to Oz. Such a narc.
And I hate that Glinda's the one that chose the color. I
know. I'm surprised he didn't just pick green. I guess the grass is green, so he's like, it can't be green. I just feel like green.
Yeah, no, it gotta be contrast, gotta be complementing.
I mean, a pink road with an A too.
It just for some reason just don't hit like a yellow though. Truly.
Yeah, I like that they did cycle through the color so you can see it. I thought that was a fun little moment, a fun little breather we didn't need, but I appreciate it. It was cute.
Yeah, because had you made it a red brick road or
it looked like blood,
it would have been too much for my eyes. Like
I think they actually did have a red brick road though.
Did they?
In the movie when they met in the middle in Munchkinland, it was like red and yellow. So she had to follow the yellow one, and then they, you could follow the red one. I always say, where the red brick road go? I used to always ask it. So yes, it was the yellow. And then he went into Sentimental Man. I had forgot it was a song here. So that's when he sung Sentimental Man. Anything to say about this song?
Nope.
Bathroom break song. Yeah.
That's literally where I went to the bathroom the second time.
Yeah. So then we get into the whole part where she reads the book and the monkey is there. That poor monkey.
All them.
Because he was like, this man is lying on my name. I never said that.
Right, but he can't communicate.
He can't talk.
Looking up at the birds. Bitch, I'm looking out the window to be free.
Maybe I was just looking at a bird, though.
Trying to figure out where my family was that y'all got captured and locked up and threatened me.
And if we up this high, what else is there to look at?
Right.
So yeah, I felt bad for the monkey.
Don't speak my narrative, especially when the wings came. Oh my god!
And they were like, it's such painful.
A process.
I guess in your head, you're like, oh, it's so cute. He gonna have wings, and it's just
right.
Like,
no, bitch, the journey there is something
it's
else.
Terrible.
It almost looked like when they do the gruesome versions of werewolves transforming for the first time. That's definitely what that looked like. And for her to see that and then be ready to do that to herself, the resolve.
Well, I think she was just panicking in the moment. She was like, I got to get up out of here.
I mean, yeah, but she didn't know no other way too. So I definitely give it to her. That's why I said the resolve to move forward and do it. Because after seeing that, girl, I mean, you see the end result, so like I guess it's gonna be fine. But the way he was thriving, I mean, you might get arrested, bitch, in the middle of transforming. You saw how long it took him.
Yeah, and she was looking like,
you handicapping yourself in this moment. But luckily, it didn't happen in that way. And that also led to Glinda really asking to get slapped across the face. When she did the spell and she said, oh, where's your wings? I guess you're not as powerful as you thought you were. So you want to fight.
You wish. She wished because you wanted her to stay down with her.
No, you see
maybe
why
you're not special.
Poster, bitch.
Maybe you're not so special. Because she transformed them. They went in, they saw all the monkeys had got transformed because I do like when she was doing the spell, how it almost the more she was doing it, it started to sound like she was singing almost. Like it almost started to seem like she was singing. Like the longer she was doing it, when you listen again, you're like, oh, it actually sounds like she kind of singing as she like goes into it.
I have never let her say that by herself because I always jump in each and every time. I was like, "Nam your hold and get killed, nam your hold." So I never like just let her do it by herself.
I wonder if they was just like, Cynthia, just come in here and just start speaking gibberish and make it sound good. Yeah, because I feel like, how do you learn it in the script? Like,
she should.
Girl,
I mean,
come in here and speak.
I mean, Game of Thrones had people doing whole languages, so I'm sure she could have learned a little gibberish.
I'd be like, let me freestyle it.
She should have did the spells from Vampire Diaries. That would have been a little moment. If I heard Vasmatos.
When she realized he ain't had no power, she was disgusted. I think that's what we was watching before.
Absolutely disgusted.
She was so disgusted. You don't got no power. You can't even read it.
Slap that shit in his chest. And that's the thing too. I'm not gonna slap nothing in your chest unless I want you to take it. She slapped that shit in his chest, said, read it, and then snatched it back. I love that. A true queen.
Because you can't. That's the only thing that could have made it a little bit blacker.
Book. What you gonna do with it?
Read it in. Since you got your degree.
Read it,
bitch. Since you got your degree and you know everything.
Every fucking thing.
Read the book. Yeah. But her face is so expressive here. I just love her.
And that was such a shitty tale. Oh, now we got eyes in the sky in case the horrible animals do anything. I am right here.
That's what we was roasting on the other stream. Talking about, first of all, you gave them wings. They gonna be loud. They gonna blot out the sun. They monkeys. They be screaming. They not drones. They don't hover. How they spying? How you don't see a flying monkey?
I mean, they are useful though. Very useful.
They useful, but
absolutely track somebody down easier.
They could track somebody down.
And you can do some form of reconnaissance. You know, they're not completely just unhinged. You saw how they was lined up, very quiet, very stoic in the beginning. Like I feel like they got training.
That was before they had painful wings on their back.
I feel like it's just the journey getting the wings. Once you got the wings, it might be fine.
I was like, okay, I guess. Which is why it killed me that he had like he could actually change her from being right. He was really flexing. Like, what if she would have been like, you know what, we're gonna change me? Like, that's what I wanted to. Like, if she would have actually said, yeah, change me. Then what was the plan with?
Well, actually, we don't know if that elixir was from the Grimoire though, because only spells from the Grimoire can't be reversed.
But what would he have done to change her skin? He would have bleached her. I just feel like he didn't actually have a plan to change her skin. He can't read it. So he probably would have did his usual stuff, paint her brown or like paint her another color. Well, we'll bathe you in a red. We'll bathe you in a red dye and red and green together makes brown. So we gotta do the color match, the color we'll neutralize the green with red. So he probably would have just did something like that. Science is
a part of me wants to believe that, because even though Meta Marble is the one that really dropped the ball, that spilled the beans, I feel like she would have been smart enough to at least like have some way of being like, okay, well, this is the Grimoire, I can kind of read it a little bit. So what we're gonna do is work on that. Me and the Wiz has tasked me to
but it definitely would have been out here like bathing this red, bathing this. I think he would have used his knowledge to try to do it. I think he would have tried. But it ain't.
She wouldn't let it go too long. They would eventually got to where she needed to go.
Right.
Ephie ain't stupid.
She would have figured it out pretty quick. Yeah. Hey, Black Cat. Yeah, long time no see on YouTube. Yeah, we just came back to YouTube not too long ago because we've been doing watch parties all through Halloween and stuff. So we're back. We came back last week talking about anime, and now we're talking about Wicked. And we're getting to the end of the movie, Defying Gravity. What can be said? Where do we start? Ugh.
I just wish we could have a 3-minute sing along right now. That's where I wish we could start. I wish we could open this up with singing Defying Gravity together and then go into talking about it, because this song has infiltrated my life in a way that I did not expect before seeing this movie.
Yes.
Like I told y'all, I be in the mean sidewalks of Midtown, zooming to work on the scooter, thinking I'm on
Defying Gravity.
My lip syncing my life away. So good.
Good. This is the part where I cry. When she cried right here, I cried right.
Yeah, you kind of have to.
Oh, Cynthia's saying it. Can I play it without getting a strike?
I mean, if you jump off
YouTube,
right?
I probably could play it on Twitch.
Like,
yeah,
like maybe we need to just say goodbye, YouTube.
Let's say goodbye. You're seeing Wicked next week. Very excited. It's so good.
Yes,
so
yes.
good. You're gonna
come back and tell us next week how you think about it. Because this is, I've seen it 3 times now. How many times have you seen it?
I think this is the third. No, wait, I watched it with him. Yeah, then I went and saw, and then I watched it. Yeah, 3.
Yeah, let's say it. Don't do it.
Oh no, I'm not gonna do it. I'm not. I'm monetized now. I can't be playing with it. He would have gaslit her
when we get off.
We literally listened to it before we went live. That's why we were 25 minutes late, because we were sitting there watching the end of the movie. He would have gaslit her like he did the Scarecrow Lion team, and he's a narc. He gaslights people. That's his power.
Yeah,
he literally gaslights people. Right, like green is beautiful. Look at my city. Don't you want to be green? I think he would have been offended. Like, girl, he probably would have just talked her out of it. Like, girl, green, my favorite color, baby girl.
That's very true. And if he was able to still hold the same esteem in her head, he definitely probably would have been able to get away with that for a hot minute.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm sure there's a little too much that he would need her to eventually do, that she would have just been like, bitch, why aren't you doing it?
Yeah. And I think he's good at manipulating, though. And he got Madam Morrible with him to kind of like make it seem. So let's talk, because we were talking about the sequence as we were watching it before the stream. And we were talking about just the moments that really we just love. Just the moment, how she acted out the sing. When you listen to the soundtrack without the visuals, after seeing the visuals, you could see like what she's doing comes through so well with how she sings it. I know there was the part when they were down in the dark and before they ascend, and you could see her brain, even when she's singing it, you could hear the wheels turning in her mind about like deciding to try Defying Gravity, because we talked about how the song is broken down into 3 sections, and it kind of cycles through the same ideas, like unlimited, are you happy? Unlimited, Defying Gravity. And each time it changes based on where we are in the progression. So the first, are you happy? They're like mad at each other. Like, let's just get it all out. And then the Defying Gravity, there is just an idea.
Right.
And so when she says it, you can kind of even hear how she sings it, that she's like, and when she acts it out on the screen, she's like walking up the stairs, like, I think I could do it. Like you could see her thinking it out. And that's like one of my favorite moments from that like first part.
Yeah, definitely. And that's also in the same section of, that's like what bridges the first I'm happy to the second I'm happy. And that like mad at you, but now I'm just like genuinely, I'm wishing this for you. I'm wishing that you're happy. Is that that moment where she goes, something has changed within me.
Yeah.
I love that section.
It ends me every time. So I think that's how that resolves, because she was like, what? Because she's saying, they say you're happy, and then she was like, oh, you could still be with the wizard. You could have all you.
Yeah. You just gotta apologize.
You want it. She's like, I can't want it anymore. And then she goes into something has changed with me. Oh, that part gets me every time. Like that.
Yeah.
That low anymore to that something has changed, and the way it like goes up. Ah.
Okay. It's the cuntiness of, you can be with the wizard. You can have everything you ever wanted and everything you ever would dream for. And she said, I know, bitch. Like, I know. I fully am understanding what I'm giving up in this moment, and it's not enough to change my mind.
Yeah.
Like, you might be able to break, and what she says, how you
grovel in submission.
Grovel in submission to feed your own ambition, bitch. I hope you're fucking happy, you weak whore.
Oh, that was reading each other for filth in the beginning.
Listen. But I love that she stood her guns. She's like, yeah, you're not telling me nothing new. Like, this might be a new thing for you. This might be how you're processing it, but I'm 10 leagues ahead, baby. Like, I have to stand for something, right? Because
I'm not the girl.
I'm the bitch they should be scared of.
Right. I'm not that girl. So yes, that always gets me when she's like, something has changed within me. And I think they're still in the dark at this point, because they start to go up when she say, like, I'm tired of accepting limits because someone says they're so, if I never try, I'll never know, which I love it. And then she's going up the stairs, and as she like opens up to the idea that she's limitless, the light comes out, because it was dark as fuck down there. I was like, I can't see shit.
It was.
Eyes and her teeth. And you know,
Game of Thrones season 8.
Right. I know I get real irritated when I can't see nothing. But then as they ascend out of the darkness, I think that's the part where they start talking about, oh, she cast a spell. And then she's like, oh, I guess you can't fly. And that whole section of like how the broom comes up, it like swirls and then like, oh, it's so beautiful. That broom is magical.
I told you I need to find a recreation of that broom just to have it in the corner somewhere. But yeah, absolutely. Like you think that, but like everything don't have to happen how your small mind perceives it, baby. So that broom slides up, grabs it.
Know how he gonna show it?
Now we really get into the meat.
Like she's so good.
Look at that face. The processing. You know what I mean?
Like kind of like there it is. Like I don't know, what is this face kind of like? I
mean, I feel like once she didn't, because I believe she believed what Glinda said in that moment. That's why I hated that she said it so much. It was like, yeah, maybe you aren't so powerful. Like this is kind of the end. Once they come up here, they got you jiggers up. But when she sees how it played out, I feel like it's this moment of her, you know,
moving like I am that girl.
Yeah, 100%. It's like really coming into her own, and like once she grabs the broom, that's when she's Ephie. You know what I mean? That's when she's the Wicked Witch.
Yeah.
You know, that's when she decides I'm going to be who they tell me I am. You know, not like in the way of like I'm going to truly be wicked, but I'm gonna show you that I have the power to be.
That moment where like your destiny is face. This face is kind of like my destiny is here in front of me, and this broom.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
What I'm gonna do with it now. Kind of like looking at her destiny when she's looking at the broom.
Yeah, that's quite a gaze she's giving right there. Like it's so packed with different things. You could probably come up with 3-4 different, you know, interpretations of what that means.
Somebody who was I watching the commentary? Was that the guy who talked about holding space for Defying Gravity, how she went out the window?
Face first? No, that was definitely Bob, because I did not think about that until he said it, and I said I listened to that after the first time I watched it. So when I went to the theater the second time,
I don't give a fuck,
bitch. None of this, bitch. She said.
I said, "Wow." I actually do remember thinking that when I watched it. I was like, "Damn, she ain't even."
I was so wrapped up in the moment and the music of it all, like just seeing her fly. It missed me.
But I was like, that girl really just like, damn, she went through that window. I just remember thinking it in my head the way it played out. So I think right here, Glinda said, "Oh girl, I guess you ain't that powerful. I guess you not that bitch." And then they break down the thing, and then she like asks her again. So they go through that like the next I hope you're happy, I think. Versus the second.
This is
and it's more like, I hope you're happy, my friend. Is that one? Yeah.
Yeah, because the last one is at the very end. So yeah, this is the second one. And this I hope you're happy is leading up to her explaining asking her to come with her, because together this time, instead of just her being unlimited, she's like, together we're unlimited. And the idea from Bob as well was like, in this moment, oh fuck, what was I saying?
Oh, and this I'm happy. It's more like that they can't imagine being happy with their decision. Because this is the part where it's like, I hope you're happy. I hope you really get it and you don't live to regret it. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I thought.
Yeah, and I was really very hopeful, even though I've seen the play. I don't know, it's just something about being in it with these characters and the way they tell the story, which kind of just sometimes just takes what you know out of it, and you're just on the journey, on the ride.
Feel everything.
And I really believe that she wanted to go with her, because when they started to sing it together, and she was like,
kind of thinking about it.
Was reaffirming her kind of like how we're unlimited together. Oh, and he pointed out that because he said the first question that he had was like, how are y'all unlimited, bitch? She can't do magic like you. Like, you would be carrying her, you would be doing everything in the relationship. But she was like, no, like Glinda has that whole propaganda side. She knows
she's good.
Nature type of So like, honestly, them two together, they would be the perfect duo. They would be able to have the firepower, but also the masses,
the influence.
Viewpoint. Yeah,
and I think Glinda actually was holding the broom. in that bar.
Both of them were.
Yeah, they were holding the broom, so she was thinking about it. She was like, let me feel the broom. Let me see how this feels.
And obviously, because I know earlier you said, well, where am I sit, bitch? Like, I'm not about to get on that. But like we saw.
I mean, you don't have to sit on the fly.
She's holding that broom right next to herself while she's flailing.
With the ability to fly. But okay, so hot take. I'm 37 now. And the older I get, I'm more like Glinda. I got stuff to do down here. In my younger years, I definitely was Elphaba. We riding at dawn. Hey, Megan. We riding at dawn in my 20s. I'm 37 now. If I was faced with this, I'm probably gonna be Glinda. I'd be like, girl, I
feel like
you. But what's in the West?
90% of us are Glinda. 90%
girl,
of
what's
us are
really
Glinda.
in the West? Why we going West? Do they got?
I mean, but also just like truly, like how old is Glinda in this moment? I mean, not Glinda, but Ephie. Like, can't be no more. Yeah, like maybe just hitting 20.
Yeah,
maybe 19. She's leaving this moment knowingly becoming the most wanted person in all of Oz Department of Corrections.
I don't think she knew to the whole extent. Oh, well, I guess when they announced it, that whole
like find her. She announced, Morrible announced to all of Oz that she is she stole the Grimory. That's enough. She stole the Grimory.
Bitch,
like you are. Right. But yeah, she went into this knowing that she was not gonna be able to look back in any way. This is the moment where they are truly saying goodbye to each other, as well as saying goodbye to people she didn't get a chance to truly say goodbye to, like Fiyero.
She's like, so I think she was willing to ride it out on faith at this moment. She's like, I know I'm leaving, but a lot of people say Glinda. I'm like, girl, I'm Glinda, because you hit me up right now and be like, girl, let's go to the woods, let's go to the Western Sky. I'm be like, I got kids and I'm gonna need you running. For me, I just know myself now. I'm gonna let you down. I'm gonna be Glinda in this moment because.
Let me hit you with this first though, before you give that answer definitively. Glinda's the all-powerful Wicked Witch. Would you turn? Elphaba. Would you turn down Lestat coming to your window, being like, "Let me take you away from all of this"?
No, that's
maybe I'm being haunted.
That's romantic.
Look at you. This I don't have proof that this is romantic.
But okay, he's not trying to take me away from the society I came up in. He got a house down the street. I be telling people that I'm not the black person to recruit.
Okay, well, let's change the narrative.
Hold on, I'm not the black person to recruit when y'all want to go in the woods and start a village. I'm not coming. I need Ephie. It'd be Georgia.
Nobody said Elphie not gonna be able to create a house.
I need my 25 megabytes or higher speed internet for work. I need Netflix. I need comfort. I need to be able to go to the store, and I need a Chick-fil-A within a certain mileage.
And I feel like with magic as well as vampire abilities, you can get all of those.
Old instead in your ways. I'm making the slow creep to old instead of your ways. You know how they say that about people? I'm making the creep. Now in my 20s, I would have went to the woods with you. I would have went. Quit. I'm just saying, I just accepted about myself. I'm sorry.
Now, I'm not going to be the one to make the decision, but if I was Glinda, I probably would have went with her. Now that I'm thinking about it more.
You probably would have went.
I would have went. Now, I wouldn't have been Elphaba. If everybody told me I'm not going, bitch, I don't know if I could have did it by myself.
And that's the thing. Like, people be so, and that's why I like that that's why I say you can't take everybody with you. If you really gonna be I hate fake revolutionaries who can't do nothing by themselves. When I was a 20-year-old revolutionary, I do some shit by myself, girl. I don't care who there. I don't care who gonna be there. I'm be there. That's how you really got to be. You got to be willing to go it alone. And a lot of people fake revolutionaries because they don't want to do nothing by themselves. And if you don't have your Glinda to come with you, y'all stay too. That's the tea. And so you can't be both. I'm Glinda. I'm getting old.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. A part of me is a version of Glinda. I ain't that Glinda. Fuck that Glinda. But I am definitely a version of that Glinda. I would have made Glinda choices, bitch. You tell me
like I'm petite, cute, and I
have to be number one. The FBI gonna be looking for me, bitch, every day. And you saying I could stay here and have a different story?
Well, that was before they made the announcement that we gonna kill you. I mean, she said that before they made the announcement of like, kill her, she's terrible, she did wicked things.
Oh, and that gagged me, bitch, because in the play they said, get her. Get her, bitch. In the movie, they said, kill that bitch. Kill her.
Dead her.
Oh my God.
To my family, I'm Elphaba at 42. You still an Elphaba? That's cute. I mean, there's some people who stay Elphabas. They've some riders forever.
Yeah, 100%. That's why I said 90% of us are Glindas. There's that 10% out there that's really standing on 10.
They stay Elpha. Yeah. Elphie come with me. Who gonna sew these charts? Bitch, I got to watch the new episode of Outlander on Sunday.
Oh no, I would have been in there. I'd have been in there with Elphie, bitch. We practicing. You about to become an amazing witch, and you about to train me to be your disciple, bitch. I'm about to be out here creating realities.
How you let the animals lose their voice with pumpkin spice and chicken? Easy. Stay recruiting. Easy. Anyway, so they go to the next one. She kind of know. She knows she ain't going with her. Because I think even when they're singing the part when they'll never bring us down, like that part, there's something where they do with body language experts where they say if you look at somebody and they're saying something yes, but they're shaking their head no, they're lying. And so I like that. I don't know if that was on purpose, but in that moment when they were talking about going together and they're singing together, Ephie is shaking her head no. And I love that little detail because it's almost like she already knew that this part we're singing together ain't finna happen.
Yeah. And even when she, like, I think it's before she says, "Are you coming?" She has that moment when Glinda at this moment, Glinda walks away to get her. She's like, "Elphie, you're shivering," and she goes to find her a coat. Like, she has that moment of like,
the emotion that the quiet emotion that Cynthia portrayed of just accepting that this was Elphie. Elphie couldn't tell her no directly, so this was like
60 seconds. Those 60 seconds. That's the second time I started to cry. That was the official second time I started to cry because you just saw it well up. You saw the emotion building up, and then when she like, it's like there's a right here is when like she's like, "Are you coming?" And like she realizes that she's not, and she's like kind of giving into that emotion of like, "Fuck, you're not coming." But then the moment she kind of walks away, she's like, "Okay, you're not coming, but I still have to do what I have to do," and that's what she's like.
Oh, it was so sad.
I love this movie.
So tragic. The way she showed that, and like as she's tying the cape on her, how she's just crying quietly and letting her.
But then gives her the little wink. But then gives her that wink. The wink.
The wink was
that like
so unnecessary, almost like it's okay. I know,
because why are you comforting her in this moment?
No, because that's the thing I love. That's actually what I love about Ephie. I know people.
No, 100%. I agree with you.
But I love that throughout the movie, Ephie actually shows people kind of what. She didn't just do the like I'm gonna scream about it. She kind of just gave people space to be who they were. She
accepts people where they are. Yeah,
yes.
Exactly, bitch.
I love the way that she's like, I'm not gonna give you shit for not being me, because girl, you've been being you the whole movie. Why would I be sitting here trying to drag you right now or beg you? Like, it's okay. Yeah. You're not gonna get a lecture from me. I'm asking for a lot. I'm asking you to jump on this fucking broom and fly. And that's a lot.
To literally defy gravity with me. And I can't blame you if you don't have faith. Because either we're going to hit the concrete or we're going to take off. And I'm asking a lot for you to accept that.
And also, you also kind of, Ephie in her position had nothing to lose, kind of. Not to say that she didn't have people. She cared about her sister. But her sister was like, girl, get out of my face. I'm trying to run off with this nigga. And then Fiyero ran off in the woods when they was having a little moment. I mean, she really kind of don't have things attaching her to the thing she's leaving versus Glinda has the
because everybody's horrible.
Right. And Glinda has the family and she has the social stuff and she has all the support. So it's like I hate when people do that. Like we have a lot of people who come to be like after Trump won, it was a lot of people who went online. I was like, y'all, and they may have been playing, but it's like, y'all need to leave y'all husbands because these niggas ain't shit. And it's like, if you was for real, which I hope you were not in that situation, you got to realize everybody can't make the same choice you make for a lot of reasons. And it's not because they don't give a fuck. And it's very like one stroke to paint everybody the same because they have attachments that will not allow them to go the path you're going, right? And so it's just one of those things that's what I love about the week. I feel like it was her saying, girl, it's all right. I'm not gonna give you shit because you attached. And I'm not.
I am gonna give you shit though for perpetrating this propaganda though against me and making my life even worse. That's what I am gonna blame you for.
Madam Morrible did it.
She did. But that's why I want to get into part 2. So what else happened? What else happened?
Yeah. So after that, basically we get the whole sequence of she put her hat on, she flipped her cape, do that little
yes, the most badass flourish of a cape.
And then she
Batman ain't got nothing on her.
Yeah, and then she goes in. Well, actually she falls. She jumped out the window, just falls.
Jump out the window. She's kind of like panicking until she sees her younger self that like, once again dead. Brings her back. She's like, bitch, you're the only one I need. It's you, and then boom, this broke.
I feel like she was like, I'm finna die.
I don't know if she. Well, I feel like maybe in the beginning of the fall,
she was surprised when the broom came. She was like, "Oh,
you thought she was finna die? Like she had resolved to die?"
When the broom came up, she was like, "Oh, we got the broom. Shit, let's go." Like she seemed surprised that the broom appeared in her hand like a Thor hammer. I think she was surprised. She didn't know it.
I feel like in my magical nerddom is just like she, even though she was seeing herself and she was holding out her hand to like grab her younger self hand, it was still her like self-consciously calling the broom. I don't know. That was me reading into the scene a lot more than what the context was giving me, I think.
Yeah, she just seemed like she did a little jump. I mean, maybe she was just surprised it worked. Maybe she was calling out to the broom, but she seemed surprised either way that it actually appeared in her hand. And then she cut that little, and then it's me. And then she did her whole tell them who sent you. And that was great.
That matched them in renown when she came up and the monkeys flew at them. Love that little part. And then Unlimited leading into her, bitch. Tell me you're powerful without telling me you're powerful. How about blowing out the entirety of the power?
She did that. Madam Morrible didn't do that. Which Madam Morrible's like, hold on.
Madam Morrible can summon a couple of clouds and
she do storms,
tornadoes.
Right.
Yeah.
So that was great because I think she realized like, oh, she did that herself. She shut down the power grid.
Right.
That's crazy. So yeah, that was amazing. And just her flying off on that broom in the end.
Fantastic. The close up leading into the credits, amazing. To be continued.
So good. And everybody sobbing in the midst and crying. And it was just great.
Okay. Yella said he kind of saw what I was saying too. He said reaching for her younger self was her accepting the ability to defy gravity. It's kind of a way to look at it, yeah.
And I can see
what I'm saying. There's so many different interpretations you can get from it.
And I see now in a lot of the interviews, the press interviews, they talk about what would you say to your younger self a lot. Like that's kind of one of the big questions people always say. So I'm like, okay, now it makes sense why that always comes up in the interviews because the moment with her younger self, her magic is her emotion. Yeah.
Most okay. Childhood. Yeah.
Amazing movie. So what did you want to say about part 2? We'll give a little section to it. If y'all don't want no spoilers.
Spoilers. If you want to wait till exactly 1 year from now to see this movie come out next November, you can leave now or you can pause because
it's gonna be so good.
Now, fuck Glinda. And I say that with my chest, bitch. I said it based earlier. Off absolutely, but I want to explain why now. And that's because if you are aware of the rest of the play, when Glinda says use her sister, to get back at her or to lure her or however, bitch, when I say the gloves have now been fully ripped off, you have drawn the line in the sand. I want to believe so badly that Glinda's going to have some form of an aha moment and be like, you know what? I'm going to take a stand, much like Fiyero is doing. And this is going to be where I really prove myself and really truly redeem myself. the fact that she got to the train with Glinda to go see Oz, and she was just in that moment talking about, I don't know what's wrong with him. He hasn't changed ever since that fucking goat got missing. You know, he just hasn't been the same. And then she realized he was really, really fucked up about it. She was like, oh, you know what? Let me play fake ally and rename myself. So that was just proof that she really that redemption she had in the Ozdust. Yeah, like it was just in the moment type of a thing. Like she felt bad for that moment and she alleviated her pain in that moment by being a good person and then continuing to blossom a relationship with Glinda. I mean, with Ephie, yeah, it probably could have been with good intentions, but that scene alone just showed me that you really didn't do the true work. So we get to the ending where I want to give her the grace, because people always say, bitch, if the person who's been wronged ain't giving no fuck, why are you? So I do have that in my head when I'm thinking about Ephie forgiving her and when giving her that little wink and, you know, accepting her for who she is, even though I am still fuck you. Once again, see, knowing that this is coming is just like, how many times can you get handed the tools to do good and you choose the wrong thing? So that's why I'm just like, you aren't a friend to her. Like, I hate that you claim that she was your best friend or a friend in the present day when people ask you if you knew her.
I think that she was her friend, but it's also one of those capacity things of like how much of a friend is somebody who has a motive of upward mobility really be a friend to you. Like, how much can a person be a friend to you when they have something that they're here to do that is not centric to you? And I think that's like one of the things that some people struggle with understanding. Like, you kind of have to know that, like, how available is a person to you to be the type of friend that you're talking about? You know, which is a rider. Yeah, they like work friends, kind of. Yeah. That's how you have, well, you know, they work friends basically, which is like, we're here, we love each other, but if it came down to this promotion,
but I don't truly think they believed themselves to be that though. Like, I genuinely believe Ephie thought that Glinda was her person in that moment, and I feel
I definitely think Ephie internalized their friendship in a different way than Glinda does. But I think that's something that is real in a lot of people who come from maybe lower power dynamics or oppression or have low self-esteem. I think the way people with lower self-esteem internalize friend is different than someone who comes from privilege or knows their capabilities or is more self-assured. I think self-assured people versus low self-esteem people internalize friendship differently. And I think this is just simply one of those situations where Elphaba, the type of friend Elphaba needed Glinda to be,
she couldn't be. She didn't have the tools.
She never was gonna be, girl.
Yeah, that's true. That is a very true. Yeah, I agree with that.
And the type of friend that Ephie needs, I mean, she don't really need. She don't need an emotional support friend.
Yeah.
She needs
if anything, it's going to be a crutch.
Open doors, right? Open doors for her. That's what she needs. That's what she befriended Ephie to be.
Yeah.
So it's still a lesson in there for Black people because we think everybody our friend. Everybody comes. Yeah. If you think everybody our friend, it's like, girl, okay, okay, you finna learn. But I mean, she does kind of have that redemption arc in part 2 at the end.
I think she
that don't redeem her for you.
But no, it doesn't, because she still had to have information omitted for her to make the choices she made. Because I feel like had she, okay, that's why we gave the spoiler. So the ending of
the
movie, spoiler, pause, mute, at least for this part.
The whole shebang.
Right. So Dorothy comes, splash a little water. I'm melting.
Sprinkle,
bitch. Not sprinkle.
Sprinkle.
And you know, boom, boom, bam. It's all a gag. She faked her death. Mama's underneath the trap door. Me and Fiyero, who is the scarecrow, are gonna live happily ever after. So Fiyero did not tell Glinda that she was still alive. And a part of me believes that Fiyero knew that if she knew they were still alive, that jealousy, it was going to rear its ugly head again. And that and
the wizard would want her too.
The wizard too. But I think I just can't be convinced that Fiyero didn't know that Glinda was going to revert to her always if he knew she was alive, especially with him.
That's what I was about to say. Like, I mean, they could be like, girl, because they could be seen as betrayal. Like, oh, so she told you and not me. Y'all just out here together. And then also, yeah.
It's just the simple fact that he had to like do that without letting her know at all. Not even like a while later, like sending a notation or, hey, we're okay. You know, we had to do what we had to do for the moment. She can't be trusted. Yeah. That bitch cannot be trusted.
No. I think he knows. He pulled her card. He knows. I don't think he has any doubt of who Glinda is. Ever did. He pulled up to school and he was the most attractive and popular. And so of course she wanted him.
Right. Latched on immediately.
I think he's always been aware of like, she's a social climber. I'm handsome. I'm this. So of course Glinda's don't want to be with me. You know, so I don't think he ever was. I think the only person who didn't see Glinda for what she was Ephie.
And Bach.
Okay, yeah. He goofy.
Yeah, because right, Once mama got them shoes on her feet and she said, look, baby, I can walk. He said, oh, so you don't need me.
Oh, now that's really who I'm surprised you ain't over here dragging. And the fact that this nigga really kind of did it in real life. That's crazy. But
but I would blame Bach if that happened before her moving the way she was moving, because like that's the thing, like we saw her dad die in the ending once he found out that he had a heart attack. He passes away. Ephie is now the Wicked Witch, and Nessa is the new governess of Munchkinland. So she essentially takes away Munchkin rights or their ability to, you know, make certain decisions by themselves, and she kind of puts them in a situation where she's kind of ruling over them, and she forces Bach to stay with her. So, bitch, the moment she got them feet on, them shoes on, she could walk. Bitch, bye. You don't need me no more. And plus, you're also a horrible person.
She's actually the ops. Like, them two, Bach and Nessa. That's who I got the most smoke for in the whole story. And Morrible. I mean, she's horrible. Madam Horrible.
I don't really have that crazy smoke for Bach. I just don't. You don't do nothing for me.
That's what I'm saying. He's terrible. Like he's just
it's definitely Morrible and Nessa for me, and Glinda.
Right. I feel like Madam
Glinda's she's on the bottom end of it.
Higher than Glinda for me, because
100%. Glinda's on the bottom end. It's just like I see your journey and what you wanted to accomplish. You just never did it in a satisfactory way. So
and I'm love that Michelle Yeoh is Morrible, because I feel like she gonna eat, especially in the second part, like that cutthroat, like steely, like, oh girl, I
can see it.
She was, oh, that was a cute idea. You thought this was gonna work? No, we finna really take it there.
Yeah. And I definitely want to see her and Ariana's interactions moving forward, especially as Ariana or as Glinda gets more in the know.
Because if I'm a villain, I'm gonna do that. Like, that's the type of villain I would be, Madam Horrible. Because I'm gonna lean in. I'm throwing a house on your sister.
Girl, I was not expecting her to come into the Ozdust and tell Glinda the straight facts like that. She said, bitch, no. Like, she didn't have to tell her she never believed in her. She could have just told her the story with Ephie and left it alone. She said, and I don't know what Ephie sees in you either, bitch. Like, let's be clear. I don't believe in you. The only reason I'm doing this is because my prior student said she would leave.
The way she kept staring her down the whole movie, every time she's seen her, like, I don't like you. I'm never gonna pretend I do. Like,
and that's why I wanted to like Morrible so bad, is because you giving the people that deserve the shade, and it's like the reason is for it is all wrong. I love a good
villain. That's why I don't like them villains who like be half stiff and villain. Like, that's why I feel like I'm gonna love Morrible and sick of me. I mean, she's gonna need. I can't wait to see her.
she's gonna be really good.
She needs to be handled, but I also love a villain that pushes me to feel like they a problem for real. Because I'm like, yeah, that's the type of villain I would be.
Now, some people are saying that they feel like the movie is going to change the ending. Did you see why?
I feel like it might. Yeah. Because
you see the clip at the beginning of the movie is the four of them walking with Ephie's broom to the Wiz. And that's the story. That's the story in the movie, but not in the play. In the play, they run away together. In the movie, they take the broom, which is the Wizard of Oz's request. He's like, bring me the Wicked Witch's broom as proof that she's gone. And so they all go back and present him with the broom. And that's where they find out, the tea. But in the movie, in the play, that don't happen. The Scarecrow stays and leaves with Elphaba. So I'm wondering which one they're gonna stay true to and how.
Yeah, I didn't know. I'm like but I like that. We talk about that with anime too. That you want to leave stuff for the people who have seen the previous or the source material. You want to surprise them. Because honestly, the end for me, I kind of do. There's a part of me that does hope they change it a little bit. I'm not gonna lie.
I don't. I want her and Fiera to be together.
Not that part, but just kind of like the simplicity. It just feels. I don't know. I hope they give it more because sometimes it feels like okay.
I mean, keep in mind the remainder of what they got left in the movie is maybe an hour, so they definitely gonna.
They got to fill it in and like
they gonna fill it in.
Like all everything. I hope we get a lot of extra. So I'm more so than that. I just want extra because sometimes it can feel a little. I'm like I kind of low key. Now I want them to end up. As long as they keep that, they can do other stuff.
Right. Like please give me closure with Ephie. Please.
Yeah, I want closure with her, but I want to see more like Glinda get hers in a way. Like I kind of want to get more like Glinda falls or has that she don't get a happy ending. That's kind of what I want. I
would love that.
Yeah.
Let's be real. I would love that.
I don't
think they would do that. I don't think they would do that. What I hope they would do at least is give me a more fleshed out redemption for her. Because like I said, in the play,
changes. Like I need more. Because if they don't give me that, then she need to go down in the end. That's how I feel. If you don't give me that, take 100%.
So and make it good if you're gonna take her down. But I genuinely believe that they're just gonna expound why she deserves redemption or why she needs to be looked at in a different light. Because I just don't believe
her backstory or just like see her with the wizard in them and like kind of her seeing how they're really terrible.
Okay, she needs to be put. This is kind of how I see it. She needs to be put in a very compromising position. I feel like in the play, she has all the information. She has all the tea. She kind of spills it for. I think isn't she? I haven't seen it in a while. Isn't she the reason why the Wizard of Oz made the revelation about Ephie? It's Glinda, right?
She seemed to know the information.
I can't challenges him.
She knows.
She knows about the green bottle, and I think
she the one telling the story at the beginning of this movie.
Right, but the wizard obviously doesn't know.
She knows about Elphie carrying her mom's. Yeah,
exactly. And I think she sees him with the bottle or something like that, and she puts two and two together. Right. So I want that. The reason she did that, I feel like, because she had all the pieces together. Decisions were already made, things were already kind of set and done, and she's just using the information she has to kind of make it a little bit better. Like she does have some form of a redemption to people, but I just want I want it to be so much more earned, like I want it to be not because all the cards are already laid out and now you're just moving around. I want you to be the reason stuff shifts. You know what I mean?
And that's I think the shift that I also want to see is like, I think what my prediction is they change, which is kind of the story, but Morrible really being like the true villain. I say the sentimental man. I think he might, like that kind of, we feeling that a little bit more, like see him go through the process of, oh, this is my child. Like,
because let's be real. He's probably the victim, just like Dorothy. He didn't intend to go to some far off land and con them. He kind of got brought over here through his hot air balloon and kind of just made the best of his situation, versus Morrible, who is just evil.
Yeah, he's stumbling. So I think he's probably going to get the hell out, right? Don't he leave?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, he leaves, and Morrible gets arrested.
Right, he like, girl, bye.
Yeah. Once he realizes
that's the kind of thing that I don't like. That I guess if you go back to Defying Gravity, the end is still okay. I hope they, like you said, flesh it out a little bit more so that the payoff is more payoff. Because to me, it's just like what they say. I hope you really get it and you don't live to regret it. Like, and I think the end as it is like they both get it. They both get the thing, the highest they reach the highest to the path that they have chosen for themselves, which is Elphaba being free and accepted and finding love. And for Elphie, she gets the power that she wants because she's a social climber. She ends up being that girl. She ends up being that person. So I think
none of them would have got there without each other.
Yeah, I guess they actually do end up working in tandem to get what they really want. But it's just not side by side. It's more just like they become catalysts for each other to go through the things that make them get what they want in the end.
Although I just don't know if I could ever forgive you if I found out that you were kind of the pin out of the grenade that caused my sister to die.
Because she was like, well, get her to lure her here.
Yeah, because I think she was just really reeling from the whole Fiyero interaction with Elphaba getting away, and that she was like caught up in the whole upset about, you know, she's run away with my man type of thing, and she just like kind of blurted out like, yeah. But I don't think I could ever.
I think she could forgive her for that because she feels like you said, that's a betrayal. We besties. In their mind, we're besties. So it's like, yo, you fucking with my man. But I can see Ephie being like, girl,
but I wasn't though, because she truly, genuinely kept away from those feelings. That's what the whole "I'm Not That Girl" song is about. Like she kept that distance, and she can't help it if Fiyero is a like-minded, kind-hearted individual that wants to fight for something. Like, she didn't go into it like, I'm gonna steal your man, but that's the optics for Glinda, of course, because she's shouting.
Right, that's what I'm saying. I think it's like you said, that's the rule. Once your friend bestie touch them, it's over.
Yeah.
It don't matter how you feel. You at least gotta ask permission if you're gonna go there. So I definitely
somebody asked. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Which is worse, this?
No, it was early up. I think 4 Tears said something about watching part 2 in March or something like that.
If we can watch it in March, will we be able to not? No, we would not be able to not talk about the spoilers on this part if it was coming out in March. That's still a long way away, but it comes out in November next year.
Oh yeah. I mean, if I was watching it earlier in the year, I probably could have stayed away from talking about spoilers. I probably could have, but it's a November girl, and that's a long time. Out for years.
Yeah, go watch the play.
If you really enjoyed the movie, there's no reason why you shouldn't go watch the play, because the play is great, the play is amazing, and I feel like you should, you know.
I feel like it's like one of those things, like you say with the anime, sometimes when you have that backstory and you watch it, it actually adds a layer of enjoyment to it.
So much.
That you don't always get if you're coming in fresh. Of course, you're like, this is amazing, but just like how, and I can see that, which may have swayed me to read manga sometimes, but I think that's a little bit different. But even like seeing the musical numbers and seeing the Easter eggs and being like, oh, how they dance, which is what I was saying, like Dancing Through Life. He does the dance the Scarecrow does in the movie. Like it's part of the choreography, and I was like, they're doing the dance that the Scarecrow does, and the Tin Man did his little lean when he like leaned over to the side. I was like, oh, this is so cute. So yeah,
but I ain't gonna lie to you. It took me until they actually let the cub go. I didn't process that was a cowardly lion until
they was like, it's a lion and he's scared.
I know. I didn't put it together until they released him, and I was like, well, what happened to him? And I was like, oh, bitch.
Now it makes sense why this lion can talk. I was like, because I always thought as a kid, they say the animals talk. I like that they established it, because they never established it in the Wizard of Oz. You're like, why this lion talking? The monkeys ain't talking.
Yeah.
So I like that Wicked came back and was like, yeah, the animals used to talk, and then they stopped. Because I'm like, okay, because that always.
And Wicked did a really great job answering a lot of questions. The only confliction is just that whole Scarecrow thing. Like whether or not he shows up, because they all meet the Wiz initially, but then he sends them on a mission, you know, essentially. And when they come back, all 4 of them are present versus the play where they're not. So I feel like that's the biggest like
how is it gonna get him to the places he's supposed to be when? Because I'm like thinking in like even in Wizard of Oz, right? How she run up on him? He just in the field.
Yeah, he's strung up. The same way he was when he got turned.
Oh yeah, so she just ran into him.
Yeah, because I think he pulled a gun out on Glinda, and he was like, "Run, Elphie," blah blah blah. And when she got away, they snatched him up, and she thought they were going to torture him for information.
Yeah, I think he died. Did he get killed? Well, she thought he was.
No, she was trying. She was trying to make him. She was trying to make it. It was like pretty much this. I feel like whole part 2 is just going to be the Grimmery being.
Yeah, it's going to be her doing stuff and being like.
Yeah, like she wanted to make it so he couldn't feel pain, so he got turned into straw.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, and it was just so ironic that he happened to be strung up like a scarecrow.
Like, well, yeah, it's so sad. I know these transformations are gonna be terrible.
I don't want to see, even though I don't care about him like that, I just don't want to see Box. Box feels like that's gonna be a very
it's gonna be terrible.
Yeah, that's gonna be a very painful scene. And because it probably happens so like early in the movie too.
Yeah, I think it's gonna happen early because we're gonna get a check in, like, oh, over here in Munchkin Land, this is what's going down.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I feel like anyway.
It's gonna be terrible.
Ooh, like I feel like
it's gonna be
they definitely like they're going to capitalize on the investment from this, and I don't think they're gonna take it lightly. Well, what am I saying? It's already filmed.
It's already filmed.
But I feel like
seeing how well
they exactly
so good.
Yeah, they are really taking care. Honestly, I feel like I haven't trusted an adaptation with someone as much as I have this, to be honest. Like, I'm trying to think of all the series that have been adapted, whether I went back and watched the original IP or whatever, the original source material, or I watched it beforehand.
I think the only
I just can't think of a product that
I haven't read, but Interview with the Vampire has gotten there for me. They're like the only people, even if I read the books, from what I can tell, I wouldn't have gone in that way. But after watching season 1 or the pilot, I'm like, oh, good. They good. I don't care what they change. It's gonna be all right. That's probably the only other series in Outlander, which I always say, which there's
I can pretty much agree with you.
Yeah, Outlander's like that too. I know they're gonna take care of the series. I don't ever have to worry about, like, even if they change something, I just have full faith that is for the best.
Because I genuinely can't think of, like, I didn't see. That's a lie. I saw Dreamgirls, the original play with Jennifer Holiday, after I saw Dreamgirls movie, and it was like a couple years after I saw Dreamgirls movie, and I think they definitely held true to it. But as far as like other projects, I can't think of any besides Interview with the Vampire. I feel like everything else I have either a major critique about or something just was off.
Yeah, and I haven't read the source material, so the other two I mentioned, I haven't read the source material. So yeah, this is probably the only thing that, like, you could say, like, okay, I know the source material and I've seen the adaptation. So yeah, I would say about the same.
100%. Did we ever answer 4 more tiers question?
Which is worse, Glinda working for the Wiz or Ephie getting with your ex? I feel like Glinda always was like, I'm gonna work for the wizard. So for me, that's not a betrayal.
If I truly believed you to be my person in the world, like I feel like Ephie thought Glinda was, after a while, even though it was just a school semester. I in that context, I would want to say Glinda working, but I feel like Ephie getting with your ex, if I was really just obtuse,
just in a human way.
Yeah, like I probably would think it was that one.
Because I'd be like, girl, when this happened?
Right. But you should be able to, when she woke up from those poppies and saw the only 2 people missing from that room and the cub, I feel like, yeah, my man is very passionate about these animals. She is too.
That's what she was learning about. He's really passionate about these animals, girl. Like,
but even
she was talking about it.
I don't know if she was like ignoring it or just not seeing it.
Like, girl, he be over there with his little friends. She said saw it is like he just be over there doing stuff. Girl, I'm not with him because of who he is. I'm with him because he's fine and he popular and rich. That's why she was with him. I mean, she didn't even know the man. She just was like, oh, he fine. So I think that's why Ephie would also feel like it was okay. Because she's like, girl, you don't really like him.
Right.
You don't even know him.
You don't get him like I do.
He's just another tool for you to get.
He stands for something.
Right. He's just another tool that you're using, like you use everybody to get what you want. So
I mean, she did have that one moment where she was like, and I do feel like that was genuine, when she was like, I don't even care that he's perfect anymore. For some reason, I still want him. And that does kind of, I feel like, speak to the part of her that is human. She realized that, for some strange reason, yeah, he's kind of weird. He actually like believes in things. Gross. He's thinking. But for some reason, through all of that, I still want him. So I did enjoy that part of her.
Yeah, because he's sitting here gaslighting, talking about dancing through life, mindless. I don't think about anything. It's like, I mean, so I couldn't fault her for like being like, oh, he sounds perfect for me.
Yeah,
you know,
really though,
because that was his whole song.
He's superficial because it's a facade. You're superficial.
Yeah, it's a
facade.
facade.
You have.
Yeah, but I mean, if she just believed what he said, she's like, he's perfect for me. So then she was kind of surprised to find he wasn't. But yes, we've been talking about Wicked for almost 3 hours. This is a record for the show
because it deserves 4.
But it's like the day we have talked about Wicked for as long as the movie is. So I feel like that's kind of just how you got to do it. So
8 minutes over.
Yes. I mean, I got the movie, so we might have to do a watch party for the people who don't want to spend.
Would love to.
In the Discord, we can rent it. Not today though.
Oh no, baby! I don't got 3 hours.
Right. I was like, not today. But yes, I may post my Discord on YouTube or something, and then y'all can join my Discord that I use for nothing. But to stream movies illegally. So I'll post it on YouTube or whatever, and then we'll watch it. So if y'all want to see it, we can. But yeah. Have
Great
a good
movie.
evening.
10
Unlimited. Yes, 10
recommend.
out of 10.
Watch it unlimitedly.
Unlimited plays, unlimited views.
Support this movie.
Yes. Go out and defy gravity. And yeah, that's
if you have only seen a bootleg, do go watch it once, at least in the theaters. Give them your money.
Get the sound. Let it hit you. Let Cynthia's vocals really come through them powerful theater speakers.
As a 3-time theater viewer, definitely watch it in Dolby. You need that sound version, like the regular version.
I feel like they should only play this movie in Dolby.
I don't understand why it was in anything else, but I saw it regular. I saw it with the Dolby. I saw it 3D. I still haven't seen 4D or the sing-along version, so those are my next 2 ventures.
Oh, I'm trying to go see this 4D because I might get motion sickness on that flying scene. Hold on, they be blowing air in your face. Don't they be blowing air in your face?
Sprinkling water. You feel the heat if there's fire.
Sprinkle. Oh, because when they go in there, that might be cute though. They might eat.
Girl, I loved every 4D experience I've ever had, and I've only had 2, but I still enjoyed them both.
I might have to go see that in 4D. Give me the deets later where to go to see it. But yes, thank you for joining us. We'll catch y'all. I don't know what we're gonna be talking about next week. If nothing else, we can talk about the 2 episodes of Dawn to Dawn. If anything pops up, if any movies pop up, we'll talk about those, or we'll just flake out and not show up at all. So you never know.
Life.
Subscribe, get the notifications so that you will know when we actually go live. How about that? Y'all have a good evening, and I'll see y'all later. Bye.
Unlimited.